Yeah, so we had to push some things back, but we here now. Everybody got here safe, so we good, we good, we good. It's your boy Miles Cunningham, and I'm here with SJ the Alchemist. But you know what? I'm gonna just let you speak for yourself. Introduce yourself to the people. Let them know who you are, what you do.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me. I am Sade the Alchemist. I am an alchemist. An alchemist is someone who practices using the elements to create a transformation of some sort or to manifest an intention. So I go by the alchemist because I feel that that's what I do in my life. I set intentions and then I use the elements water, fire, air, all these different things in modalities and tools to help influence the intentions that I want to see manifest and helping other people be able to learn those same tools so that they can do it in their own way because we're all alchemists in our own way. So yeah, that's what I do. That's me.
So because I see you have that stripe in your it reminds me of the last Airbender. Does it have anything to do with that?
The everybody always asks me that. I wear this mark as an homage to my ancestors and my indigenous people because tribal markings and particularly face markings has different sounds and different symbols and messages and things. But for this one, for me in particular, this one is all about trying to remain in alignment, especially when I am at my residency where I'm working with a lot of clients on a day-to-day basis, like every day, 30 minutes a session. So it kind of keeps the energy correct, allows me to have clarity. I set intentions when I do these markings. They're not just like random markings. Like I'm setting the intention to have clarity of vision, to be able to articulate myself, to be able to channel the divine messages that I need to. So they're a little bit of an homage and intentional face mapping drawings.
So you see, guys, when I met her and then we had our first conversation, she was very what's the word? Very thorough in her explanations of the different things that she does. And that's why I said to myself, yo, it'd be dope to get her on the show. And then she started talking about identity and all this other stuff. However, y'all know how we run the show, and there's things that got to be done before we get all through it. So we're going to do it like how we usually do it. So let's go.
Everybody has game. The thing is, though, is your game weak or is your game strong? See, that's the difference. See, having weak game is synonymous with having no game. But you have game, you have a strategy to get what you want, but your strategy might be weak.
I always tell these guys, snap your fingers. And I'll tell them, snap your fingers. Like, you hear that sound? I'm like, what is that sound? Bitch, that's a 17-year-old that just turned 18. That's a 19-year-old that just turned 21. They are just they're everywhere.
Hi, how you doing? You think I give a fuck about how you doing, bitch? All I want you to motherfucking do is open your mouth and say something so I can hear how your voice sounds so it can tell me how the fuck to get at you.
Your feelings are not facts. Because you feel like whatever you feel like, you can't get me to believe that there's more than two genders. You understand what I'm saying? And truthfully, I'm not sorry because I can't really make facts out of your fucking feelings. Matter of fact, fuck your feelings. There's only two genders. Only two genders. You trying to tell me that genders are neutral and niggas is trying to come up with 92 fucking genders, bro.
There's this narrative now that it's okay for a man to cry, and it's really pushing this sensitivity, express yourself, express your feelings. One thing I've always respected about my father growing up, I never seen my dad cry. Me and him would get into arguments, we would go at it, we would fight. I would say the harshest things to him I could to hurt his feelings, but I never broke him.
Shoot, just the right pair of shoes get your dick sucked. Just the right pair of shoes. Women don't, seriously, you could look like Boris Cujo, you'd be 6'8", you know, have a print down to your knee. They look at those shoes, they bust, they just like, oh no, not him. Nah, boo-boo.
The bitches shine because of the nigga. Period. Like, and when it's functioning correctly, that's the way it is. So, on that note, dick is a gift. It's a gift. It's a gift.
You got to play your way from start to the end. That's having game. Because if you do that, what you expect is what's going to happen. See, don't no accidents happen with motherfuckers that got game.
All right. Yep. All right. So, exploring identity through different modalities. So, here's the thing, guys. You guys know I got the masculine identity membership coming out. You know, I'm all about identity. I'm all about understanding and knowing who you are to create a reference point in the world, in the universe, right? Because once you understand where you are in the world, in the universe, that's when you can understand other things in the universe, right? And a lot of the people that tune in, you know, we're all about being effective communicators with the opposite sex, right? So I feel like the best way to do that is to know who you are. Like I always say, the best way to invest in a woman is to invest in yourself. And that's just what I believe. And that's how it goes. Because if I don't know who I am, then I can't do what I need to do and be what I need to be for anybody, much less a woman. You understand what I'm saying? I can't, you know, help my community. I can't help my, you know, my society, and I can't help my family, because if I don't know who I am, how can I know how to lead? How can I know how to protect? How can I know how to provide and do everything that I need to do? So this is why identity is so important, which is a part of, you know, why I wear this t-shirt, Selfish. You know, it's really about looking at who I am and understanding who I am. Therefore, I can then be a benefit and a blessing to others, right? But when I met you, you were telling me about identity in different modalities. You know, I think you were talking about stuff like astrology and health and, you know, different types of meditation and things like that. I want you to get into that and let the people know, you know, how heavy it is and how deep identity can get.
So I'll just run back the story of where we met and what we were kind of talking about to give
Right.
people some little background.
Right.
So we met at this place called the House of Art in downtown Raleigh, where I have a residency where I'm offering spiritual consultations as well as products to help support the information that was exchanged in that consultation. So whether it's you need to focus on self-love, creating products or offering products that will help strengthen and support you in the areas that we discuss in our consultation. So he met me when I was setting up, and he was asking me like, oh, what do you do? So I was telling him I have a business called Manifesting Magic, and it was actually born out of me trying to understand certain things about the world, understand certain things about myself. I kind of got into my spiritual journey after watching this lady called The Hood Healer on Instagram, and I plug her in anytime because it really kickstarted everything for me, trusting my intuition and things like that. So after, you know, listening to some of her gems and doing some research, I kind of got into herbs. Before COVID was a thing, studying herbalism, trying to heal myself when I had gotten COVID before it was a thing. And I just dove really deep. So my first modality.
You got COVID?
I did. I had COVID before it was a thing. I was
Before?
sick. Yes, before. Like the
Wow.
year before it broke out, I was wearing a mask and I was like, yo, I feel like, because I'm from New York, so I'm like, I feel like the trains are so dirty and there's no oxygen. I feel like if I sold masks that are customizable, they would buy it. I should have sold masks because then COVID came out later and I would have been but it is okay because I am abundant in other ways with this knowledge of modalities. Right. So I was studying herbs, and I started off with making smoke blends and making smoke blends to help enhance my smoke sessions, as well as kind of counteract some of the issues that my friends were having when they're smoking, whether it's like feeling a little down, even though they're smoking sativa, or just not really feeling they can focus or be their best self. So I took it as upon my own self to try to make blends that will induce certain vibes to try to help.
So when you say blends, just to be clear, we're talking about weed.
No, we're talking about herbal blends. So there are a lot of herbs that you can smoke that are helpful for counteracting what smoking does, and as well as induce certain moods, kind of like smoking does, but just healthier and more, I feel like, holistic and appreciating the plant.
Yeah.
So All
right, give me like an example of the type of herbs that can be smoked that's not weed or tobacco.
Okay, cool. I got you. So there is a few herbs that are my favorites. The first herb that people don't necessarily smoke, but they use all the time is sage. Sage is an amazing herb to smoke. Yeah, sage provides a cooling sensation instead of a hot sensation, so you can take deeper pulls, bigger pulls.
Wait, hold on. I'm sorry to interrupt you because it's a lot coming. But I want to make sure. Because if I don't understand, I'm not sure my audience understands. Okay, so I want to make sure I understand and as we go along. So you saying that I could get a blunt or a white paper and roll up sage?
You can get sage, right? The herbs that I use, I would tell them to make these. I have these blends, right? So these blends are a combination of herbs. So for example, if you were to just buy sage, let's say you go to the store, you're like, oh, I heard Shorty said you can use sage.
Right.
All right, cool. So this is what you do. You take your sage, right? You take the sage that you would use in a wand, whatever. You crush it up like you would do grab with tobacco,
Right.
and you can mix it in with whatever you're smoking, whether it's CBD, you're rolling your own cigarettes, you're rolling your own CBD blunts, whatever it is, you can mix the herbs in.
Gotcha.
So I make my blends where you can either roll the blend yourself in a loose form, so you can order it in a loose form. You can roll the blends yourself, whether that's you're rolling it to mix it in with CBD or THC or whatever it is you smoke, or you just want to roll it yourself.
Right.
It has a whole bunch of different herbs that kind of make it full and also have a fuller experience than just smoking on sage. But you can also buy pre-rolls, which are already made for you, already have the blend that you want, and so that you can have a session after your session or a session before your session. So yeah, there's a lot of different herbs that you can smoke.
So when you say after your session, you mean after you smoke the actual weed?
Yeah, there's a few ways.
Okay.
You can either smoke the smoke blend by itself, where
Right.
you roll it up with your weed, or you roll it up just by itself, and you're just like, I just want to experience the herbs in its pure form.
Right.
You can do that. I'll still give you a vibe, whatever vibe you pick, whether it's my perspectives blend to help kind of like get you introspective and induce a nice meditative state,
Right.
or it's my Black Man is God blend, where it helps trying to ground the energy of the masculinity and as well as provide support and balance between the masculine and the feminine.
Right.
So you can smoke that by itself,
Right.
roll it up on your own, or you can get the pre-rolls and just spark that before you spark your own blunt. Or you can just, for example, like when you're going outside and you can't smoke in certain places,
Right.
that's a cool thing to bring and smoke when you're like, I want a little buzz, but I know I can't necessarily bring my stuff. So you
Gotcha.
can bring the pre-rolls or use the loose herbs to mix it together.
Okay, so this the herbal situation that will be considered one modality.
Yes,
Okay.
herbalism, the study of herbs, is a modality. Herbs can provide different uses, topical, internal uses. They can also provide metaphysical uses. So I feel like herbs touch on a few different things. They touch on a physical level where they can provide physical nutrients or support to the body, organs, and different things like that. They can provide spiritual healing, where they can provide like chamomile. Chamomile helps you become it gives off a calming energy.
Right.
So
right.
there's certain plants that have certain energies because they're alive. And then you have the emotional aspect, how there's certain herbs like St. John's wort, which is really good if you're struggling with depression or anxiety. You can drink that. You can smoke. You can drink that. We're still studying if you can smoke that, but for sure, St. John's wort is something that you can drink and kind of change your emotional state.
Right.
Then there's other herbs that are like
Rosemary.
Rosemary is really good for trying to have like a mental clarity and stimulation and stuff like that. So that's a mental. And then metaphysical is like you can use herbs. Like I said, I'm an alchemist, right? Using
Right.
all these elements to try to induce something. So for example, if you're wanting to manifest money, right? You're like, okay, I want to manifest an extra $1,000 this month. I have a small business, or you just want to manifest that $1,000. You can use herbs like, for example, bay leaves. You can use bay leaves, put them on a candle,
Bay
and
leaves,
kind of
yeah.
set the energy because they provide a
Can you smoke, baby?
I don't think I wouldn't suggest.
No,
smoking.
not. See, guys, listen. You can't smoke everything.
You
Let's be
can't.
clear. Now, let me ask you. We want to bring this to identity.
Identity.
Okay,
yes.
now how would me smoking on some steak seasoning lead to me exploring or finding out more about who I am as a person or as a man,
Okay.
most importantly?
So I'll bring it back. So we started with the herbs.
Right.
Then after going to the herbs, we went to like chakras and all the different things, crystals, blah, blah, blah. But this is when it got deep. It got deep when I started studying astrology. Astrology, because kind of the thing that brings everything together and connects everything. So in astrology, you have the major themes, which is, the planets, the zodiac signs, and the houses. Now, these planets, zodiac signs, and houses, and these themes of astrology link to different things like herbs, chakra, food, places. They just link to so many different things that connected all the things that I learned that has to do with herbs. So with regards to identity, astrology is a really big connector, because let's say you come to me and you're like, okay, I'm trying to figure out my identity and I'm kind of lost. It doesn't matter what age you are, you're just trying to figure this out.
Right.
We would do a consultation where we do a holistic check-in, where we assess your mental, physical, spiritual, emotional, and metaphysical health. Where are you? Where are you currently at? What's going on? Using tarot cards as an interpretation for visual learners, as well as using astrology to help support the evidence that I'm giving, and also give a real good I would say a real good reference for somebody to look back to. So I would ask you, okay, what time are you born? Different things like that. We pull up your chart.
Right.
Now, this is how we get into the identity part. Astrology, really, your natal chart is like a map of who you are written in the stars. It can tell you everything about your past life, future life, health issues, so many different things. So when it comes to identity, if you're a man trying to find your identity, we can look at masculine planets. We could figure out what are the things that you are naturally kind of,
Hold on one second. So I heard you say masculine planets. What planets are masculine?
So they're in astrology. Well, like in everything, you have masculine and feminine. So in
Right.
astrology, like for example, Venus is a feminine planet. Venus
Okay.
is a planet that's a feminine energy.
They usually say women are from Venus.
And men are from Mars because
Right.
Mars is a masculine planet. Mars,
It actually is a
it's
masculine
a
planet.
masculine planet.
Oh,
Yes,
so that's
yes,
why they
yes.
say that. Okay. all right.
It's there's some yes. It all makes sense. I told
Right,
you,
right.
astrology connects the dots. This whole time we've been studying astrology and we didn't even know.
Okay. All right. So keep going though.
Okay,
Keep going.
so if you were somebody who's trying to figure out what's your identity, but you're kind of in this place where you're like, I know what I need. I know I need to do something. I just don't know how to do it, where to go, and what's my path.
Right.
Looking at your natal chart is your path. It provides you all the information you need. So if you're like trying to, for example, work out, change your lifestyle, maybe and figure out how to provide that self-love for yourself so you no longer seek it externally, we can look at your chart and see certain houses. For example, your 4th house rules your home life, your family, your relationship with your mom, things like that of that nature. Really like what makes you comfortable, what brings you comfort, and why do you seek those comforts? That assessing that house and what planets are there and different things in that nature can help me strategize a blueprint for you using different modalities like chakras and herbs to help provide you with clarity and also guidance on what to do and how to do it step by step. So for example, if you have let's say you have Venus in your 4th house, so that means you're kind of a little predisposed to trying to weigh and measure if you should say how you feel to the people that matter to you, because
You said your 4th house?
yes, your 4th house in astrology. Let's say
See, you coming up
I
with you
know.
pulling in a lot of terms,
I
and
know.
all I'm gonna have is questions. So
I know.
it's like the conversation gonna keep going off on tangents. But I'm sorry, go ahead. So you're saying if Venus is in a man's 4th house,
yes.
he might have issues with expressing himself.
Issues with expressing himself, and I would say issues with not having proper discernment when it comes to being attracted. So for example, Venus is a planet of attraction, so you're magnetized, you're naturally disposed to magnetize in people, particularly kind of women. If we're talking about your love life, we're talking about Venus,
Right.
particularly attracting women who are always seeking some type of comfort from you. It can be financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So for example, if you have that planet there, I can tell you your blind spot, why you're attracting these women, why this keeps happening. And if you're like, okay, so what do I do? So we can look at herbs that are ruled by Venus, okay, to provide yourself with that type of love. Or if you're like, I want to counteract that, find an herb that counteracts the energy of Venus. So like,
So then I could get like a smoke blend from you,
Yes, you
to
can-
help counteract
Yes.
that type of stuff.
yes. So if you
Okay.
have the consultation, we look at your chart. We're like, okay, what is already there? How can we help? What can we do? Okay, what do you like to do? Are you a smoker? Do you like to smoke? Okay, cool. Do you like to smoke weed, CBD, or cigarettes? What's your thing? Okay, cool. Then I know the product to recommend for you, which is smoke blends. Then if you're like, okay, I'm gonna ask, are you a tea person? Yes, you're a tea person. Okay, we're gonna make a blend for you. You look at my menu and you pick whatever vibe you want.
Mhm.
And then from there, you fill out a form, get your health information, because you can't use same herbs for everybody. Got to tweak it. You know, herbs it does different things. So after we get your information and you pick your blends, now you can also incorporate, like I told you, all the elements. So you got fire, candles. So I can make you a candle that has that same herb blend. So it's like it's hitting everything from every angle to really help support you. I can send you yoga positions. I can send you foods to eat that's going to balance that chakra. So it's just like I can create a comprehensive package for you based on your natal chart and based on the consultation that we have to really find out what modalities paths should you take and how can we make that custom for you, because not everything works for everybody.
We're talking to guys, right?
We're talking to men.
Mostly guys. And a lot of us, when we hear all this shit, excuse me, but you know, I'm just speaking how a guy would talk. When we hear all this shit, part of us is saying, that's some bullshit. Like, what am I supposed to do with these herbs and all of this nonsense? And the question I'm coming up to is, like, on a practical level, how is this really gonna help me?
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Because my guys, my audience, they want results. They want, you know how guys are. It's like black and white.
You gotta see it.
Logistics. Yeah, like we just like, look, I'm trying to smash, 10 chicks by the end of the year. How is, natal charts and herbs and candles, how's that really gonna help me on a practical level? And or better yet, like, in your experience, what kind of feedback do you get from your clients? You know what I'm saying? To say, like, yes, this is effective stuff and this works. Because see, the thing is, I'm not discounting anything, right? Because I believe that there are different ways to, there's a million ways to skin a cat.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It just depends on what your perspective is. But I'm talking about for the regular dude
Mm-hmm.
coming off the street that he's like, you know what? I done tried everything.
I got you.
And this is like my last Hail Mary. Like what frame of mind should he be in to say, to at least see if this type of thing can work for him? You know what I'm saying?
I do. I think the first step for my fellows out there, the first step is if you're sitting there at a place in your life and you're like, yo, I want to do something different.
Mhm.
I don't know really what the pathway to get there is, but there's a vision of this man that I want to become, and I just don't know the steps to become him. What does
Right.
that look like?
Right.
And if you're not necessarily in tune with a certain of things, I would say booking consultation with me can definitely help spark that, because all I'm doing is looking at your chart, your birthday, your astrological makeup, the things that make up you that sometimes we can't even see. What's our gifts, what's our talents, trying to figure out what's my purpose. You know, a lot of people walking around trying to figure out what's your purpose. It's in the stars, it's in your constellation. So booking a session with me can really help you get clear on what your purpose is or where you have to pivot. So for example, if you're a man, everyday Joe, just trying to figure out how can I level up, you know, I'm trying to work on my health, or I'm trying to work on my routine, and I'm trying to invest. Okay, so for example, if you're trying to invest and you're an investor, you're like, okay, I got a little bit of money put to the side. I don't really got all the time to really be studying the market. It's not my thing, but I do want to get to the bag. And I'm seeing, for example, you can book a consultation with me to get a financial astrology reading. There is so many different sectors within astrology that really help. One of my favorites is financial medical, and this is how we can get practical results real quick. So financial astrology is basically looking at the planets and looking at industries that are ruled by the planets. We go. You see, we're talking their language now. We're talking about money. It's like,
Right.
Okay. I see what you're saying. The exploit, yeah.
Okay. Explore that, like unpack that a little bit. So you said there are corporations
Yes.
that are run.
There are planets. So, for example, Mars. We could talk about the planet Mars. The planet Mars, right?
I mean, that's also a candy company.
Yeah, it's a candy company.
But go ahead.
It's a candy company, but Mars, you know, they got it from the planet. We aren't really stealing everything from the planets, but Mars, you can look up Mars and find the industries that are ruled by Mars. So let me get my phone actually, because I got the notes. Mars, if you look up Mars, you can find different industries within that sector. So for example, you can find real estate, you can find biomedical engineering, you can find marine life, you can find sports entertainment, you can find chemical engineering, all these different random sectors of business. You can find what planet rules them. So for example, you're trying to look, okay, what industries work best for me? So we're going to look at, and I'm going to teach you. When you book a session with me, I'm not just telling you information. No, I'm showing you, this is how you look at it. This is what you look for. This is what you find, because I believe I don't want everybody just sitting here trying to book sessions with me because they don't know. I want to teach so that you can know, so that you're in the loop of things. So I'm going to teach you what your money house is. We'll look at your money house. We're going to look at the money planet. Then we're going to.
So we got a fourth house and a money house?
Yes, astrology gets deep, but
all right, hold on. How many houses are there in a person?
Okay, so everybody is like, okay, what's your zodiac sign?
Leo.
Okay, Leo. So everybody's, when I ask somebody that question, what they're telling you is, or what I'm really asking is, what is your sun sign? And you're telling me your sun sign is Leo. Right. So in astrology, we have a whole wheel. You know that crazy thing that be looking like?
Yeah, it looks like a pizza.
Yeah, that pizza thing that just looked like a geometry class. Right. Yeah, that is your natal chart. There's 12 houses, right? So 12 houses, it represents all the 12 zodiac signs. So I be telling people to birthday bubble, you're every zodiac sign. It's just expressed differently in different aspects of your life.
Based on when you were born.
Yeah, based on when you were born, based on what planet is where. It gets deep, but we can sit together and look at your money house, and I'll tell you what your money house is. So for example, let's say you're trying to invest in investments. So we're going to look at the 8th house. 8th house rules investments, other people investing in you. If you're trying to be an investor, you may want to look at businesses that fall within that sector, because every time their money planet hits your money planet, it gets a little deep, but we're going to put the charts on top of each other. Right. When their money planet hits your money planet like this, that's when you can throw money in there. You don't necessarily have to watch the markets. You don't have to do all that work. All you got to do is really just study the planets, and they move within certain tracking. So it's a cheat sheet code for real. Once you know, okay, I'm looking to invest in real estate. Okay, Mars rules real estate industries. Okay, the 8th house is my money house. Okay, so every time Mars hits my money house in its transit in their house, that's when I can throw money in there. And there's apps like Astrofuture, astroseek.com that makes this whole thing really easy. All you got to do is enter their birthday, and then you find it. That's it. Right. So if you're trying to do something like that, let's say you're like, okay, their money planet is in my money planet, and it's in the sign of Sagittarius. So if you're like, okay, I want to really draw in my big profits, how can I really kind of manipulate the market for myself? Okay, so you can book a set. You already booked a session. You already told me what you want. So now we're going to create a smoke blend and a tea blend and a candle for you to pull that energy by using herbs. So I infuse all my products with sound bowls that give off certain frequencies to help enhance the energy or wake up the energy in the herbs or the crystals and things like that. So if you picked let's say you picked the perspectives blend, but you're like, okay, I also want to, work on my finances, like I was telling you. So we're gonna get your perspectives blend that you want to smoke on. We're gonna infuse it with some money herb blends,
Right.
And then we're also gonna have a cook up. I have an astrology set for the people who are trying to work with certain energies. Specifically, you can get the Sagittarius blend, the Jupiter blend. Those two planets are going to have you be able to, it's going to provide you with the support physically too. Because for example, like if you're having back issues or something,
Right.
There's herbs that support the back that are ruled by planets. It just goes really intertwined, but I basically simplify it by explaining to you what zodiac sign is where, what herbs should you take for that, and what is your goal. So if you're like, I want to invest, I'm going to make a comprehensive plan for you to be hitting all the different energy levels so that you can make sure that you're putting all your full force. It's kind of like if you're working out, but you're not eating right.
Right, exactly.
So it's like, okay, you can do this session with me, but you need the herbs to really give that oomph. Along with certain things like journal prompts and workshops, just a whole bunch of different things. But I feel like the services help give the clarity, and the products, whatever product you pick, whether it's a spiritual bath, a candle, it's already come made for you, and it has all the instructions for you, especially for my men, because that's really the target group I want to work with and knowing how to cater to their needs. But I try to make sure that the products is going to be in the session. You're knowing what to do, why we're doing this. You're not just going to take the blend and be like, Shorty said, put this in the kettle. No, it's going to have instructions on like, this is what we talked about. This is the intention. This is the intention that you're going to set when you're making it. I'm going to do a little mini workshop.
You said something important just now, and it's a part of why I think what you're talking about is important. And you said setting intentions. You understand? So see, a person may not necessarily believe in astrology. A person may not necessarily believe in planets. A person may not necessarily get with all of the stuff you're saying. However, I think the intention is what's important. Intention and putting energy towards something. I think that's what's important. I think that's what's good, because a lot of us, as people in general, I feel like a lot of us, we let a lot of negativity kind of pause our energy in motion. You understand? Where it's like we want to move in a certain direction, but because maybe we've been discouraged by certain events, or maybe too many people have told us no, like, we get a lot of questions, a lot of guys talking about rejection and all that.
Really? Rejection from like what, like a job? Or
nah,
like
just saying what's up to a chick and her saying, no, she got a boyfriend or she's not interested. Like dudes be,
you know what you gotta do?
Dudes be getting really butthurt over this shit.
Tell me a story about a guy so that I can give you an example of how I can help him. What would I do? How can if this happened? What would I do?
Perfect. Listen,
because we can really. I just want
guys. Listen, y'all know the number 516-387-1224. Please call in and hit me with a story of rejection or whatever, so she can help you out live on the air right now.
Yes,
you understand? Because. And the phone line should be lighting up right now, because I know all they do, not all they do, but a lot of guys is, I don't like approaching and cold approaching. It's something that they call cold approach. So when you just see a girl in the street and you go and you say hello, and then, if she says she got a boyfriend, like dudes, like their hearts get broken because of this shit.
Really?
Yeah. And I try to teach them about, confidence and understanding that it's a numbers game and everybody's not for you and things like that, right? But the point I was trying to make in general is that I believe that there's a place for what you do, because setting an intention and being willing to put energy towards progress I think is more important than anything else. It's more important than whatever is just forcing you to sit there and not do anything at all. You see what I'm saying? All right, we got a caller. Here we go. All right, so 857, you are on live with Miles Cunningham and SJ the Alchemist. What's up?
Yo, Miles, SJ, what's going on? I did donate. I just donated. How you doing, boss?
Appreciate you, man. Thanks for donating, man. So do you have a story of rejection, or do you have a general question? What's going on?
It could be any story too.
I actually have a general question, but it's kind of about what you guys are talking about actually too.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So basically, last week, I'm in a small city, right? I'm in Boston, so it's like it's pretty small. A lot of people know a lot of people.
Okay.
Basically, I seen this one shorty at the club. You feel me? And I'm looking at her. She's looking at me, right?
Right.
It's like I'm like, okay, it's about to go down smooth. And then I see her filling up all on this dude that she came in, that she was around. Like she was in the section with it.
Okay.
So, I didn't even make a move, nothing. I was just like, all right, that's probably her man. I'm dead it. So next day, I go to a different spot, different side of town, and the same shorty's there. So, and she's dolo.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, this is a sign. Like I gotta say something.
The planets
So
are
I go up to
aligning
her and
for
I
you
was
to for you to say something, right?
So did.
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
So it had to. So I was like this. I went up to her. I was like, "What's up with you? What's your name? All that." Got her. Like I was like, "Can I get your info?" She was like, "You didn't see me." And no, I was like, "You saw me yesterday, right?" I was like, "I saw you yesterday." She's like, "Oh yeah, that was you in the corner, right?" I was like, "Yeah, that was me." I was like, "What's up with you though? What you got going on?" She was like, "You didn't see me with my man right there." And as soon as she said that, I was about to just charge her, right? Because I was like, okay, she got a man. I'm not even going to keep going. It's whatever.
Right.
I was like, yeah, I saw you right there. I saw you with him. I was like, bro, what's up with you? You got a number? I just said it for the one time.
Right.
She's like, I don't be giving out my number, but she's like, I do have Snapchat. I was going to charge her miles because I was like, yo, I don't know if she's texting me right now, but I was like, she got a boyfriend, so I got to get some info because this is the second day in a row.
Right.
So I end up just getting info, but I haven't yet hit her because she got a man. So the question is like, how would you go with this? What's the best way to get her? Like, cause I know she's not trying to go on no dates. She don't want no drinks. I'm not trying, she got a man,
Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm gonna let SJ the Alchemist give you the rundown. Go ahead.
I'm gonna just start right off saying that's a very interesting story you got there. I feel like it's always hard trying to figure out like if the person that you feeling when you see them is like, if the vibes is mutual. And I feel like I date both genders. So when I be seeing women, sometimes I'm trying to figure out like, are you even gay? Do you even like women? So it's kind of like the same inquisitiveness. However, I feel like once I kind of get the energy of like, there's somebody else there because of the intentions that I have or the intention that I have for my future partner, sometimes it allows me to create a certain distance where I'm like, okay, if I see that, then I'm gonna kind of like fall back. Me personally, I feel like if you were to go down the path of probably trying to talk to Shorty, you probably end up being feeling like Shorty played you because you like she's not giving you the attention that you really want in a relationship because she's kind of already in a little something. So I would like to kind of feel like set your intentions on what is the type of partnership that you want to have. What does that look like? What does it feel like? How did you meet, but like, what is the circumstances? If you want a clean cut circumstance, you can have a clean cut circumstance. It doesn't have to kind of be messy, but I feel like, having that intention kind of gives clarity when you're kind of met with a situation like that. Like, what do I do? Do I try to shoot my shot? When it's kind of like, is that really what you want? I would say, ask yourself, is that really what you want?
Yo, shout out to K Zaggin in the chat, the big homie K Zaggin. He said you are literally dealing with her on her terms. That's a hard pass. Yeah. So are you saying he should do a hard pass, or
I think you should definitely do a hard pass unless you're trying to just be an appointment. If you're at the point in your life where you're okay just being an appointment, then I mean, just know what comes with being an appointment, and don't feel like
for sure.
Yeah. So if that's where you're at right now, because some people are like, I'm not really trying to be no commitment. So if she's committed, that's less commitment for me. And if that's your intention, then right on. But if that's not your intention, then it's kind of a little messy.
Exactly. So caller, are you trying to marry her next week, or are you trying to be a dick appointment?
Yes, 100%.
Wait. No. I need to hear you say it. Yes, 100%. What?
Dick appointment for sure.
Oh, okay. Then if you're trying to be a dick appointment, then I guess go ahead.
No. I know. No, I'm going to hit her up. That's for sure. But the question is, how would you approach it? Because I'm not trying to go on dates. I'm not trying. I know she's not looking for nothing like that.
You only got her snap, right?
You should. If you really trying to be a dick appointment, then you could just reply like a buy something cute and schmex
And
it
that's
on
the
her,
thing. She
on her
hasn't posted
Snapchat.
anything on the Snap since, though. She
Well,
hasn't
then just
posted
be
anything. This was
bold.
Saturday.
Just be bold. The whole thing is bold anyway. So just be bold. You ain't got shit to lose.
Fair.
Yeah, you ain't got nothing to lose, bro.
No, for sure.
Just be like, yo, I know you got a man, but I'm trying to be that dick appointment. You know what I'm saying? When he's out of town or when he's not available, something like that.
For sure. For sure.
All right, bro.
Nah, I'm on that. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you guys for real.
All right, man. Good luck. But yo, just make sure her boyfriend is not a simp. Because you know how these niggas' feelings be getting hurt sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if I were to give any advice
Yeah, he
to
light
you,
skin. He is simp. He light skin.
not he light skin. Yo, if I were to give any advice to you, to the men out there who are willing to play this, to people, because there are people, and it don't matter the gender, if you're willing to play that position,
right?
I would just say, just know what your intentions are, because sometimes you think you're okay with being a dick appointment until you actually trying to really start fucking with her, or you start fucking with him, and you're like, damn. I kind of want to be with him. Now you kind of setting yourself up for some shit if that's really not your intention. So be intentional with everything.
So basically what she's saying, caller, is no cuddling after the dick appointment. Okay. Yeah. As soon as you finish dropping off the dick, it's time to go. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta pack it up. You gotta set boundaries. That's what I would say. Set boundaries. Keep it clear. Keep it clear.
See, astrology got game. You know what I mean?
It sure do got game.
Yo, caller, any more questions?
Nah, for sure. Nah, that's it for now, man. I appreciate you guys. Go real talk.
All right, man. Thanks for the donation. Thanks for calling the show. Thanks for the support, man. Appreciate you.
You know it. Appreciate you.
All right. Yeah, guys. Remember, you guys can call in 516-387-1224, 516-387-1224. So let's continue the conversation. So basically, this is your business.
Yes, this is my business. My business is providing spiritual guidance for people to help them rediscover their path and get them on there and get them standing on their purpose and helping them set their intentions with clarity and manifesting them using different tools to help them that exist. So like I was saying, with astrology, herbalism, all these different modalities, you don't got to be into all these things. I'm not. If you sit down and you're like, yo, I'm really not into the astrology, then I'll still look at your chart and I won't mention nothing about astrology, but I'll still give you like, oh yeah, you need to take these herbs because it's going to help you do what you want to do.
And you can at least set up like an action plan and a strategy.
An action plan, a strategy. Anytime you're going to sit down with me, we're definitely going to get into action plan and a strategy. I make worksheets / workbooks where we sit down, we kind of trying to figure out where are you in your life. And if you're not that into astrology, then I can still look that up by myself and kind of confirm these things in our consultation. Like, okay, where are you here? How's this going in here? And then from what I see just naturally in your chart, what's going on, I can kind of know, okay, so you're trying to focus on getting your routine together, get your goals together. Okay, so then me looking at your chart, whether you care about it or not, I'm still going to look at it. I'm going to look at your chart and be able to give you real guidance on what it is you need to do. So a lot of people, when they come to me, especially at the House of Art, they're like, I'm in this new place in my life and I don't know what it is. I had a man come to me. He was like, I'm in this new place in my life and I really don't know what this is. What is it giving? All I know is I'm losing a lot of people, like my wife, my job. I just had to move, like all these things that are happening. Like, what is going on? So all I did was ask him what his sun sign was, which he already told me, you're a Leo. That's your sun sign. So he told me, and he was a Capricorn. And I was looking at what's going on collectively for just Capricorns. And I was able to tell him, well, right now you're going through a rebirth where it's trying to take the things that was at your structures that you found comforting and restructure them for the person that you're trying to become. So I told him, I was like, okay, so focus on creating a vision board of what is the man that you want to become. What does he look like? What does he smell like? What's his lifestyle? What he drink? Where he go? What's his friends? Who's his girl? What does he pull up? And like get specific with the vision and get images, words. You could put affirmations on there. You could put words, characteristics that you want to add to your character bag, whatever it is. But you're going to create this vision. Creating this vision really helps you be able to get focused and clarify what it is that you want and how to go about it. Now, once we create that vision, I told him, after you do that vision board, then I want you to start incorporating. In the reading, it came up that his root chakra was imbalanced. Your root chakra rules your ability to feel safe and stability. Sometimes a lot of men they have an imbalanced root chakra where they move in spaces of lack. For example, if I don't make this decision, I feel personally.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. But I'm a big believer that there's a huge percentage, probably too many people out there who there's choice A and then there's choice B, right? and they choose one or the other. But the only reason why they choose it is because they're terrified of the alternative.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for example, even with the guy that says he's moving into a new space in his life and he's losing people. It's like he's moving out of his comfort zone, or what he thought was his comfort zone, and he's scared. You understand? And a big part of what I tell people, another part of the selfish, like, you know, philosophy, so to speak, is that as you cultivate your identity, there's a sense of bravery that has to come with it, a sense of fearlessness, because the thing is, it's only natural that the more I find out about who I am, it's the more I'm going to lose associations with a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. You go from elementary to junior high school, you lose friends. You go from junior high to high school, you lose friends. High school to college, you lose friends.
It's just transitions. Everybody can't go. Everything can't go. I feel like I was just having this conversation with my friend. He was talking, or we were talking about how sometimes I be telling people God opens this window, right?
Yes.
And the window is open. And you have a certain amount of time to jump through, and everything it's kind of like trying to jump or flee somewhere. If you're a refugee, you can't bring your pictures, and you just got to bring what matters the most, and that's really you. And everything that matters the most is inside you.
Say that again.
I'm gonna run it back.
Yeah,
for the people in the back. The things that matter the most is you, the things that you cultivate. For example, if you're losing friends, right? A lot of times we don't really understand what's going on, but it all makes sense if you really have, depending on your perspective. So if you're losing people, right, you can think about it as a loss, or you could think about it, wow, God's creating open space for new people to come, because it's kind of like, how can you replace it if there's something there?
Exactly.
And that's the epiphany people gotta have.
I tell guys,
especially men.
I'm telling you,
because they don't want to say how they feel. They don't want to really express it, so they be sitting in that place.
And they're afraid, you know. And I tell, like, I had a video a while back, you know. I always make this metaphor comparison, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, if you going out to buy a TV, do you just go out and buy a TV and stick it anywhere in your house, or do you clear you move the furniture around and you clear a space so you can set your TV or put it on a wall or whatever, any piece of furniture?
Now I'm gonna bring it down a little even further. Before you go to the store to buy the TV, don't you be setting your budget with your I want 4K. I want to be able to do Roku on that hoe. I want to be able to play 2K and see myself in that bitch in the reflection. Okay, so if you're setting all that attention before you even go make the purchase, the investment. This is where moving with intention really comes from. If you're moving with intention with the sneakers that you're about to go buy, because you're thinking, okay, if I buy these shoes, then that girl gonna want to, be on my body. So let me buy these shoes, and then you put it like everything is moving with intention. So it's kind of like the same thing with how things in the universe moves. It's all intentional. It's just kind of about if you can see the bigger picture. And I feel like I was telling that guy, like, sometimes I like to work with people where I prepare them for the transition. Okay. I'm a Scorpio rising. So Pluto rules Scorpio. Pluto is a planet of death, rebirth, transformation, intense emotions, a lot of things that people can't bear. Scorpios be going through emotionally, and it's hard to articulate. So I love teaching people how to emotionally prepare for the separation. Right. So for example, if let's say, you got to leave your girl, but like your girl, it's something there. I will encourage you to write a letter of gratitude for the relationship. Gratitude.
That's a big thing for me. I start almost every show, and my co-host, Mr. Lucario, he's like, "Hey, Miles, how you doing?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm just out here being grateful."
It's important.
I always say that, but go ahead.
The energy of gratitude is very important. The energy of gratitude lets spirit know, or your divine spirit guides, God, whoever you be worshiping. As long as it ain't the devil, but that's your business. So it lets the people know, the energy, the force, the universe lets them know that you are grateful for what has become, and you're welcoming more to come with your gratitude. Because if you get into victim mode, or you're not expressing gratitude, it's not going to come. That's the blocking of the blessings. No expression of gratitude. Exactly. So start off by expressing gratitude in that letter. You can say it out loud. You can read it to yourself, whatever, but write it down. We're using one of the elements. Writing. That's pen. That's graphite. That's earth energy. Their thoughts transferred to the paper.
That's a modality.
It is a modality. It is as an expression of a modality. See, it all comes full circle. So you write that letter of gratitude. Then say everything. The vision. A lot of times it's hard to let go of the vision of what you thought the relationship would be versus actually get into the reality of the relationship. So write down the vision and give gratitude for, oh my God, I thought we was going to do this, blah, blah, blah. Get that out one good time. Now, next letter is the release letter. The writing down your pain, the grief, whatever happened in a relationship that you're going to probably carry to your next relationship, but you don't want to, or just carry with you. Write that down. We're going to set it down. Now we're going to use the element of fire. We're going to burn that bitch to the ground and let the wind take it where it needs to go. Or you can bury it if you want to. Doing those steps, whether it's when this is where we use astrology, and not everybody knows these astrology things. When a full moon happens, you can do a release ritual where you can let those heavy emotions go. Whether it's using herbs to also help that. For example, sage, you can wrap your letter in sage. It'll help kind of let it go and burn it.
Oh shit!
See, this is simple, practical 101s that I be trying to just get people to understand. Like, it's very practical. It's very simple. Astrology just makes it a little more intricate for those who are like, nah, like I want to get detailed. But if you just want some basics, like the setup is, let's start off with preparing your energy, preparing emotionally for what needs to come. So that then once you let the emotions go, you let the idea of what could have been and what is, blah, 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 you let that go. Then you let go of the emotions of what was and the pain, you let that go. Now it's not going to come overnight, but you're going to let that go. Then you're going to create affirmations for yourself. They say it takes 21 days for you to recode your DNA.
Oh my gosh.
It's 21 days.
I have consultations from time to time, and I try. There's certain things that I have my guys do, which I won't talk about here, because if you want to know what that is, you gotta go to my Instagram, Miles in the Game. You gotta set your own consultation, and I'll put you on. But I always tell them at least 15 days. And then if you make it to 15, try to shoot for 30. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of Instagram, what's your Instagram? Because I'm sure everybody's interested in trying to get a hold of you.
My Instagram is the Manifesting Alchemist on Instagram.
So at
TheManifesting Alchemist, ACALCHEMIST, the Manifesting Alchemist. That is where you can find all my information, where you can also find, if you're like, okay, I'm kind of interested in what you're talking about, I'm still maybe a little lost, but I'm feeling some parts is hidden and clicking. That's perfectly fine. That happens in the first time. I be trying not to be that person that gives all that information, because then you just zone out. I'm an Aquarius. I'd be like, I'm gone.
And not for nothing, she got some nice pictures on there too, because we're guys. We just want that eye candy. We don't give a damn what the hell you talking about. We just want to see what we want to see. But she also gonna be saying some real shit too.
I am, and you can find a lot of information I do a lot of sessions sometimes with people on my live. So if you're like, what would that look like in a quick session, you can find that on there. You can also book a free consultation with me to find out more information about products, creating a package for you. That's what my business is really about. Creating
is that like the best for your products and for a good rundown of your business? Is that the best place to get you, or you got a website? Or
I have a website. I definitely have a website that we can plug in. The link to my website is in my bio on Instagram.
But I'll put it here too. What is it?
It is. Gotta pull that up.
Okay, forget it.
We're gonna tag it in there.
Go to the Instagram.
Go to the Instagram. Instagram, if you want, you can always text me.
But Instagram is like
Instagram is the place to find me. If you're like, where is she at? Like, is she gonna be at the House of Art today? Is she having any walk-ins today? You can always find me on Instagram. You can click my story. You can DM me. You also, and my Instagram has my number where you can just call me and let me know what you're trying to do. But Instagram is the best place to find me, where you can see me doing live sessions. You can also find me if you're in the Raleigh area, if you're in the North Carolina area, you can pull up on me at the House of Art, where I'm there Thursday through Sunday, like 6 to 1, where you can get a little taste of what I do, or be able to sample the products and things like that, or just pull up on me, ask me like, yo, I see you on that show. You got a minute? I'm definitely available for anything.
And she's really approachable, guys. Like she's really cool people. Like when I saw her and started talking to her, it was like I was saying what's up to my sister, like just like that. Like it was super easy. We just started talking and vibing. That's literally why she's sitting here today.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And we met like last week.
Yes, we met last week. The House of Art is a place to be if you're trying to align with your destiny. Every time I'm there, I set intentions for the things that I want. And I definitely am out here manifesting and trying to help other people manifest. So if you're looking to get a custom package created for you, services, products, all those good stuff. And the best thing I feel about my business is that it's not a one-time shop. It can be if you want to, but I try to have my structure where if you're like, yo, I think I really need you on a consistent basis. I don't think one session was enough. I will sit down with you, create a package for you that is a subscription service where you can subscribe to services or products or both at a rate that we discuss as custom for your needs. Discuss how frequent are we going to see each other, what that look like, is it in person, is it virtual, because it doesn't just, you can be anywhere in the world and I can pull up on you.
So you can kind of end up being some sort of a spiritual mentor.
Yes, spiritual mentor, where it's kind of like therapy. Like, I'm gonna track your sessions. You're gonna get PDFs of everything that we kind of talked about.
Right.
It's real comprehensive for the men who are like, nah, I need to see this shit make sense, and the math got a math, and I gotta have simplification. Yeah, it's specifically for us.
If that's the type of service you want, make sure y'all come with that bread though. We're not playing. Yeah, so I got somebody here. His name is Bruda. He says I'm a Cancer, ENFP. I'm assuming you know what that means.
Let me see. Let me move up.
Yeah. I'll read it. So it says, I'm a Cancer, ENFP, fire tiger. I feel like I come off false because I'm overly nice and a people pleaser, and I fear confrontation, which makes it hard to flirt and hard to display masculinity for one.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with unpacking a Cancer. Cancers are known as the mother of the zodiac. They're ruled by the moon. The planet of the moon rules your emotions, your subconscious thoughts, your feelings, what makes you feel comfortable, your desires, magnetism, intuition, feminine energy nonetheless. So that's what rules Cancer. So Cancer is ruled by emotions. They're prone to emotions. You're prone to crying or feeling like you want to cry, feeling like...
Wait, hold on. So are you calling Bruda a bitch ass nigga? Is that what you just said?
Listen, tears is not for bitches. Tears is not one gender. Tears is everything, you know?
No, I'm just fucking around,
but I will say, Cancers, I wouldn't be surprised if y'all are more prone to be, or Cancer places.
More prone to being.
It depends. So if you got
sensitive,
yes.
AKA bitch ass nigga.
He said it, not me.
I said it. No, I'm just playing. I'm sorry. Go on.
So yeah, I feel like if you're saying that you're a Cancer, so people see you as somebody who's emotional. Now, I would go to look at your moon sign to actually see, or your rising, to see who are you really, because you're sometimes how people see you. So if you're saying that you feel like women be seeing you as like, emotional and things like that, and you don't necessarily know how to balance this, and they be seeing you as feminine, I feel like the most masculine thing to do is to be able to kind of articulate yourself and stand in your shit. So if you're a person who's in tune with your emotions, there's no need to be with people who don't appreciate that, men or women, Right. And I feel like the right woman is going to be able to provide a safe haven for your emotions, because women are really looking for men, or not all women, but I feel like the woman that you want is looking for a man who's going to welcome that type of embrace of energy and emotion and that comfort. So I feel like also you got to watch out, just a little heads up, watch out for women who are seeking you for comfort only, seeking you because Cancer, rule it's comfort zone. So it also, looking for who want a free meal, who's out here trying to emotionally dump on you too. Don't be that person that everybody can just call just because you are available, So I feel like for Cancers, you're going to have to learn how to create really healthy emotional boundaries. And that's something that you can book a session with me to find out more info about, but it can really just start off by setting your intentions of how you want the dynamics of your relationship to be.
So he needs to learn how to say no.
And how to say things with your chest and not try to sacrifice. I tell people all the time, don't try to sacrifice your truth for the comfort of everybody else, because you're going to crumble in the inside.
You got to be selfish sometimes.
Yeah. Self-love is really self-preservation, self-respect, self-honor. So it's like, you got to be able to stand in your truth no matter who's in the room, and don't try to conform to people who don't accept you. Just know that if you're in a space where people are not accepting who you are, that's not your space. It's not your place. It's not your person.
Okay.
So yes, healthy boundaries, saying no, saying how you feel. And also, this is how you keep devils away, or, people that are not supposed to be in your place. If you're saying no and everybody's acting weird, that's how you know who's really supposed to be there. If you're always saying yes, I'll pick you up, I'll catch
and
up
everything's
you.
okay.
And everything's okay. The moment you say no, you know what? I can't listen to you complaining to me about your nigga today.
Right.
I'm having my own day, and people flip.
Yeah.
You gotta know.
I've always said that. I hate those friendships where it seems like they was always just waiting to have a problem with you.
Yeah.
Like you've been friends for fucking years.
Yeah.
And then one misunderstanding happens and they act like you killed their father. Yeah. And it's like, you know what? I don't think we was ever friends to begin with. Because the fact that we can't talk this out, or the fact that you don't look at the 5 years, the 10 years that we've been friends as something important enough to try to reconcile, then it lets me know that you didn't think much of the value of our relationship to begin with. You see what I'm saying?
I do.
It's crazy.
That is really crazy.
But Bruda, she said all of that stuff, which was some beautiful shit, but Real nigga translation, just stop being a bitch ass nigga. You know what I'm saying?
And for those people who don't know what is a bitch ass nigga, because like somebody in the audience probably like, yo, damn, I cried last night. Am I a bitch?
Am I a bitch ass?
You know? I think if we gotta clarify, bitch ass nigga is somebody who does not stand on their 10 toes, who does not move with integrity, conforms to spaces and places instead of willing to stand on your own. And it requires bravery.
It really does. Identity, it really requires bravery. It really requires faith. I would also say faith, because we have a vision of who we want to become, but we haven't yet experienced life as that person just yet.
Yes.
So there are going to be a lot of unknowns.
Yes.
There are going to be a lot of variables that we didn't foresee that we have to be courageous to withstand.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So that's why identity, it takes a little bit of courage on your part. Like, you have to be willing to look. I had this video that I did the other day where I told guys, love what you like. Be strong enough to love what you like, because you got some guys out there, they really love to like, they might have a fetish or something. Like, they love to, they might have, they might have to use feet as a, you know what I'm saying? Or I know some guys who do breast worship.
Okay.
The average nigga loves ass or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But you got some dudes, their like thing is very unique. And I always try to tell them, I'm like, embrace that shit. Like, love what you like. You know why? Because you liking that shit is something that sets you apart from the average dude.
Not only that, you're gonna find people who really love what you.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not gonna be in a mood like, I don't think we all like this shit. I'll be thinking
because look, check this out. Say I'm one of them dudes who love to fuck feet, right? And I'm sitting there acting like I don't. And I'm there with a bunch of my quote unquote friends talking about, yeah, man, I love ass and tits, man. That's all I love, just like everybody else. All of those are fake connections. But then you meet a chick who loves to have her feet fucked. That one connection will outweigh all of them other fake connections.
Listen,
you see what I'm saying?
I heard a quote. I think somebody said, a lot of people are wondering why they're not getting the blessings that they sitting there praying for. But the real key is, it's kind of like God trying to identify you out here faking. It's like he trying to pull up on you, thinking that you're gonna be standing in yourself, and you like, oh yeah, that's you, and you fronting and you looking like everybody else. So your blessings is looking for you while you running images at night. You out here running on weird ass identities.
It's literally going over your
head. Like,
because when God was looking for you to give you the blessing, you look like another nigga.
Yes, you look generic. It's giving
facts.
It's giving, where are you? It's giving,
facts.
Who are you? Who is this? Your maker is like, yo, who is this nigga? Man. Who is he? Yeah, so your blessings is trying to find you while you're trying to, I guess, ride the wave of what? I don't know. But
of what you think is popular or what you think people gonna like.
And this is why healing your root chakra is really important, because a lot of men, and especially men of the diaspora, the African diaspora, Jamaican men, Dominican men, all over the diaspora. This is, I feel like, why we end up in survival mode and living in survival mode. Survival mode could look like selling drugs. Survival mode could look like just working at Walmart every day, and you have a cap. So I feel like when you can balance your root chakra using herbs, using meditation, going to sleep to root chakra meditations, it's some shit that you don't even know how to really think about doing, or trying to balance your root chakra by hitting it from different angles of these different modalities can really help you get out of survival mode. And I feel like survival mode is really the saddest thing to be in, because it literally puts a cap on your imagination. And I feel like God be out here really telling niggas you could ride in Rolls Royces, but you got a Toyota on your vision board. Right. Like, you can't set the bar that low for yourself and then wonder why, like, you reaching the ground and you're not hitting the stars. Like, you gotta really try to work on your root chakra and what do you think you're worth? Because if you really want this type of relationship, this money, this lifestyle, whatever it is, you want to be a confident man, you have to be willing to admit that you're not confident, and then be willing to tell people, yo, I'm not confident, and this is what I need. Because sometimes the people around you
address the problem, and
sometimes you'll be feeling like, yo, you got fake people around you, but in all honesty, you're being fake so they can't help you. How they gonna help you?
Say that shit again. Say that shit again.
You got you be thinking a lot of times you be like, yo, all these fake people around me, like nobody want to help me, nobody know. It's like, no, maybe if you were vulnerable, which men have a hard time being vulnerable because they think this is a bitch ass nigga, but it's really being vulnerable is really actually standing on your 10 toes. You would be able to express what is going on mentally, emotionally, spiritually to your tribe, and your tribe is supposed to be there to help you, provide you with connections, resources, whatever, to be able to help you figure that out.
Let me look. That's so heavy what you said, because there's this thing that I believe about men, right? And it has to do with being expendable, right?
Okay.
And a lot of people look at the word expendable and they feel like it means that you're of less value. And I tend to believe the total opposite. I feel that a man's ability to be expendable is what makes him valuable to his people. Meaning that his willingness to lay down his life for a reason. You understand? Not just to lay down your life
gracefully.
Exactly. Not to be expendable just for the sake of being expendable on some ego shit.
Yeah.
But being expendable because if I lay down whatever it is I need to lay down, whether it be my life, my finances, any of my resources, including my life, if I'm willing to lay it down for a purpose, to be a true benefit to my woman, to my children, to my community, to my society, I believe that is I feel like that's like the highest honor. You understand? And I think that conversation about like the true extent of your identity and the true value and you saying, oh, all these fake people around me and they don't want to help me. They can't help you because you're the one being fake, and they're only giving to you what you give out.
It's really reciprocity.
Exactly. Why? Because we're all connected.
Yes, we're all connected to this beautiful thing called the universe. And
Crazy
we're all
shit.
going through the same thing. And it's really funny. In my sessions, I have a lot of people who are like scared or like, yo, what are you gonna tell me? What are you blah, blah, blah. Sometimes
And they're even afraid to hear like what you might say.
People
because
are always scared to hear what I'm gonna say. And
Right.
I always tell people the magic thing I'm gonna say is, I'm just going to confirm what you know.
Right.
That's the gimmick. I'm just
yeah.
confirming what you
Facts.
know or what you try to act like doesn't exist or,
Facts.
you know, the things that we be out here really, you know what you know what you
Right.
need to do. But I confirm those things and really help people understand like, nah, like first steps first is really being bold and being vulnerable by saying, this is what I need. This is what I want. And I think that having a vision is really, really key. Because if you have a vision, then you can understand why certain things are happening or why certain things are in position. And if you also have faith and belief in something bigger than you, then you would also not really feel like, why me, God? I try to tell people things happen for you, never to you. So if you have that philosophy that things are happening for you, if your shorty broke up with you, and you like, damn, we just went to Applebee's last night, shorty. Like, what? I bought you the special.
Right.
You're like, yo, I don't understand it. You got to think to yourself, okay, so what is the bigger picture here and why?
We have this we have this thing called the opportunity of rejection.
Yes, listen, God, rejection is
Right.
really an opportunity.
It's really an
for
opportunity.
something more, something bigger.
Because in my eyes, it's really just information that she ain't the one.
Listen,
That's
if
all it is.
that guy, he got some information and still want to progress.
Facts. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? But listen. This like, guys, that's why she's sitting here today, because the conversation just rolls. But listen, we got some questions in here, and in the meantime, you guys can still call in 516-387-1224. But in the meantime, we're gonna do some questions. All right. So the first question here, it says Alchemist, are there other spiritual books you've studied outside of astrology with which resonates with you?
So I would say a lot of people always ask me, I think you asked me that, did I read the Alchemist book? And I have not read the Alchemist book. It's on the book list. But as far as like how my studies went, it really happened. Once I got COVID, I literally had this idea. This is when like trusting your gut comes in. There was a store, an apothecary that I wanted to go to called Sacred Vibes in Brooklyn. And I wanted to go there since I was like for 4 years and just never went because it was just too deep. And I was like, whatever, I'll get there one of those days. But the day I left that hospital and they couldn't tell me what my test was, I was like, I'm going to that shit. And I went there the next day. When I went there, I just sat and absorbed all the information from the women in the store who were
Wow.
apprentices. And I sat there all day and just kept coming back, try to come back every week and learn what they were learning under their apprenticeship. And then they would tell me books here and there, articles, videos, and different things like that.
Any ones that stood out to you?
I would say,
or any, like, if you had to just name one or two, like.
So if I had to name one book, I would definitely say the Dr. Layla Africa book. It's the
Oh, you forgot the title?
I forgot the title,
but the author, her name is.
It's Dr. Layla Africa.
Okay.
Most people should know. It's the green book that comes up.
Oh, it's a green book. Okay, hold on 1 second. We got another call. We got 803. You're on live with Miles Cunningham and SJ the Alchemist. What's up?
Hey there, this is Johnny. I was calling about, I'm really depressed because my girlfriend called me and the police called me and saying that I was stalking her. Wish I was stalking her because I didn't want her to cheat on me and everything.
Yo. Hey, listen.
I might just kill myself, man.
Listen. You are you trolling or are you serious, bro?
I think he's.
I'm serious.
Okay.
I might just kill myself because I'm bad with women.
Nah, bro. That's not what you do, bro. That's not what you do. Being bad with women it's not who you are, bro. You understand what I'm saying? It's not who you are, because the thing is you can learn to be better with women. But I think SJ wants to say some words to you as well.
I was gonna say, it sounds like you're serious, so I'm gonna take this serious. I would say that first breathe. Okay, breathe and remember that as long as you have breath in your body, that very thing that you're inhaling, you have options, of limitless options. So that's number one. Also, I would say try to see the bigger picture of things and value your life a little more. I'm sorry that you're going through this experience with this woman. However, maybe it's an experience to help you understand some things and bring some awareness of yourself. I don't think that your life is not worth enough to try to understand some things or to end your life over the situation. Instead, invite it as an opportunity to try to see and talk to God. Like, if you're trying to really offer yourself, just talk to him before you don't have to go through the whole thing. Really just try to sit with yourself and kind of just fall back a little bit. Reflect.
Because and this what I don't know, I should stay in a group or not, but I'm in an organization group. I don't want to get in trouble because they might get me, but it's an organization group that is hateful women because I was down for so long, and we are a big organized group that hate women. We have our own warehouse, guns and everything. And we was talking about maybe one day we can retaliate and kill women.
Listen, bro. Listen. What, bro?
Just yo.
Bro, come on, you can't be serious.
No, I met them on Darknet. It's a website, and a lot of people join it. It's about 38,000 people in there. And I met one of the leaders. I can't tell you, but
and what's the name of the organization? What's the name of the organization? If somebody wanted to join, what would be the name?
It would be FUBW.
FUBW. What does that stand for?
It stands for Fuck You Black Women. It's a big organization. I can't co-sign that, bro. Bro.
Black women are too beautiful for there to be some type of bro. You crazy?
What did you decide to call in to show that has a black woman on it that you're in a group?
No, because
why would you call in to get advice from her? Because this is why I think you're trolling, bro. And this is if you are trolling, this is a great troll, by the way. This is a great troll because I like how your voice is trembling, so it sounds like you seriously emotionally disturbed. But you can't be serious, bro.
As a black woman, I don't have no remorse for you, my guy.
And first of all, did you
stalking her?
No, hold on. Did you donate though, bro?
Yeah, that's important. Let's find out first.
Huh?
Did you donate?
No, I ain't donate yet.
Oh man, I'm gonna need you to hang up and call back and donate, okay? Because if you're gonna troll like this, you need to donate, all right? I knew your ass was fucking trolling. I'm gonna clip this shit. This shit was
You
epic.
really have to.
No, I gotta clip this shit. This shit was
You
perfect.
got to, because I was about to sit here like,
Hey,
the
this-
logic is not making sense.
Hey, bro. Hey, we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you, man. But do you have any other questions or anything, bro?
Seriously.
No, I'm good.
You all right? Yo.
All right, man. All right, appreciate you. Appreciate you. That was a great troll. I do
All right.
appreciate you. All right, bro. Take it easy.
Yo.
I'm like, bro,
I'm sitting
this is
there
crazy.
like, hey, yo,
Yeah,
what's
it's crazy.
going
It's
on?
crazy. But when he started slowing down on the acronym, I was like, yeah, I think he's joking because he had to
Yeah,
formulate
he did.
it.
I
You
was
see what I'm
sitting there
saying?
like, is he about to say? I thought that was when the joke was about to give F you, blah blah blah. And I was like, he's
Right.
still really.
And plus, if it's that many dudes in the group, they gotta hate more than just black women.
yeah, but I wouldn't.
Okay, he said
say-
38,000.
I
Nah.
was like, wait, hold on. You made, there's a group. Like, yo.
All right, so we got another question for you. It says, I guess he's saying why girls ask you what your star sign is? Like, you know, why do chicks ask that type of shit when
For
you out here talking to girls?
Shout out to my astro hoes who love studying the stars like me. Sometimes I feel like sometimes women just want to know. I don't know how deep into astrology they go. Like when I ask people, I ask people, what's your big three? Like, tell me your whole big three because it tells me more than your sun sign. So I think that's just for the girls who are trying to be like, are we compatible? Because if you're a Scorpio and I'm a Gemini, it's just not gonna work. And it's like, I mean, it gets a little deeper than that. But like, if some girl, I feel like if a girl's coming to you asking your sun sign or like, so what's your zodiac sign? It's like, okay, you can give it a little something. But if she come and ask you, what's your big three?
Right.
And mine is blase, blonde, start hitting you with I have stellium or some. If you start going like, y'all know what she's talking about,
Right.
then she's trying to really see if the stars align for y'all. But I be doing that too. I'd be like, what's your big three? You know the time you were born? Hold on, real quick. Let me see. Oh,
But
you about to ask
I
for
guess
money in my life.
I guess another question to follow up is like, should a guy take that type of stuff seriously or what?
I mean, it's like I don't think you should necessarily take it that serious. It's kind of like asking, like, "Oh, where you from?"
Right.
It's kinda
Okay.
like-
It's kind of
Because
like
it
that.
helps you see it. For example, like if I know, like you told me you're a Leo, so if I ask you, oh, what's your zodiac sign? Sometimes, like for example, I met somebody who was a little like domineering, and I felt myself wanting to like boast up, and I felt myself like, nah, it's really not worth it. Like
Right.
they really want this shit. So I asked them what's their zodiac sign. It was a
Mhm.
Taurus, and I was like, this makes sense.
Gotcha.
This makes sense because Taurus are kind of like, you know, they're the bull. They going still. It's like
Right.
it doesn't make no sense to sit there and try to take power and position, especially because it's not that deep. So just fall back.
Right.
So I think people be asking for schematics to see how to
see how to
work, flow.
approach the situation and shit. All right.
Yeah.
All right, we got somebody else says, why is there a lady's first idea? Okay, John, I don't understand that one. I'm
a
trying to
lady's
skip.
first idea, like ladies should go first in like the door in the car.
I don't
know society standards, expectations.
chivalry maybe. I
don't know.
I mean, you got to be a little more detailed with that, bro. Anyway, Brandon Webb says, do you think to yourself in the third person?
I won't lie. Sometimes I do. I think if I'm being
Move
realistic, sometimes I really do be out here talking in third person. I'll be like, the alchemist is just really exhausted. My throat chakra. Tea, Lord. But I've been doing that since I was a kid, talking in third person. Like, Sade is so tired. But
real?
yeah, my family's like, yo, there's no cameras, bro. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But
what does that say about a person who's
I think it says they're a little bit of like, you know, they're a little gifted upstairs. Like I definitely feel like ever since I was a kid, I used to watch That's a Raven and That's a Raven show. That's my life. I used to think that was everybody's life. So there's certain things that I feel like when you're talking to third person, sometimes it's like on a jokey joke, I'll be talking third person just to, you know, be a little extra. But seriously,
and
I feel like
that makes you a genius. Something like that.
Shit. But in third person, I feel like in serious note, if you want to talk in third person, it helps you see a different perspective.
Look, I'll be honest. I don't really think in the third person, and I don't really speak in the third person about myself. However, there was a time in my life where I read this book called and I always talk about it. It's called Conversations with God and Uncommon Dialogue.
I like that name of that book.
Oh, it's a dope ass
That
book.
sounds good as hell. That's gonna be on the book list, y'all.
So the one of the major things that the book taught me is to be objective. And what it allowed me to do was kind of separate my soul from my ego.
Okay, yeah.
So with that being said, I kind of thought in the third person, so to speak.
Okay, yeah.
Meaning that while I was going through things in life, I would try to detach and look at the entire picture.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
I do. That's
And because like at the time I was dating this really spicy Dominican chick. And I was young, still trying to learn the game, and she was giving me a lot of fucking mixed signals, and I didn't really know what to do with it. And at the time, I was reading the book, and the book got me to like just pull back and look at myself going through the situation, and I was able to make the best decisions for myself. And it's crazy because I had homies at the time, and I would tell them about what's going on in the situation, and they would say to me, "Yo, why you not mad?" And it's because of that ability to separate. You see what I'm saying?
I would say as an Aquarius, we get especially men, they get a bad rep for being emotionally detached.
Yeah.
And so I feel like kind of what you're saying and how I do it, it allows you to see a perspective outside your own, and a perspective that isn't engulfed in your humanness, like your emotions, how you would feel, like how somebody would react. There's just to see it in black and white outside of you, or I call it sometimes God's eye view. You can have God's eye view. Look at everything.
Exactly.
So third person perspective. I talk about it. I try to do it.
Because I've heard some people say that like if you talk about yourself in the third person, then you're a narcissist. Or
I think like if you walk in a room and be like introducing The Alchemist by The Alchemist, I think that is a little like
might be a little crazy.
I think everybody would look around like, where? It's me.
It's me.
Yeah.
You was talking about Aquarius?
Oh right? Yeah, Aquarius.
Yeah. So this person says, this is a jug season. He says, why is it hard for Aquariuses to relate to other people in signs?
Okay. I feel like it'd be a lot. Okay, so sometimes, or I'm on the other spectrum of my Aquarius.
Hold that thought. I'm sorry, we just got a call.
Ooh.
Oh, they just left. See, that's what happens when you wait. All right, go ahead.
All right, next time you could just tell me. Aquariuses are known as the humanitarians of the zodiac sign. Okay. They are known to try to be able to create solutions / fix things, and basically their whole thing is for the collective, kind of. It's like you're doing this for the greater good of blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Also, sometimes people don't see it that way because we're also known as the rebels. So they could be like, how are you trying to say that you're doing this for the greater good? You're like, I am, not for you Negroes, for the next generation, you know? So the Aquarius is also ruled by Uranus, which is the planet of unexpected events, the future groups. So I feel like it's hard for Aquariuses to, like I was saying earlier, emotional detachment. A lot of times it's the inability to really feel your feelings because you're really thinking about everybody else first, or the ability to, I always used to tell people vulnerability is a new thing for me. I've been walking in my vulnerability shoes for maybe like 2-3 years now, but I've been unvulnerable most of my life and was scared to be vulnerable. So there was a certain level of emotional detachment that I had towards things. So I really couldn't empathize with other people. I could be like, I see what you're saying, like intellectually, but I never felt it. So I feel like Aquarius is a difficult thing for you to feel what everybody feels, because if your perspective is doing things on a greater good of the collective, to feel everybody's feelings becomes a lot. So
you're saying like an Aquarius can be sympathetic but not always empathetic?
Yeah, because it's sometimes it's overwhelming to be able to feel all those feelings. So instead you'd be like, you can express I'm sad, but you're not going to feel the feeling of sadness. Right. So then when somebody else is telling you I'm sad, you're like, I get that. Yeah. But you don't feel it because you don't even feel it yourself, because you're always trying to think about people. So I feel like if you're trying to relate more, you have to get more into your human, because you're going to have to get more into feelings and things like that.
And I guess this could be a part 2, but FPS Croatia says, what is a Aquarius' biggest strengths?
I think an Aquarius' biggest strength is the ability to move the people, and sometimes in a way where they're ahead of their time. Because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, which is the future. So a lot of times I feel like the greatest strength of Aquarius is to be able to see what needs to be done, and then be able to look at the collective, whether it's your group of people, and see who can do what and how they can bring about that vision. So I think I would say it's the greatest strength is being able to be a visionary, and to, if you are vulnerable, be able to tap into the emotions of other people. That's really how I'm able to use my gifts, by being able to feel or give myself to my human experience so deeply that I can in return be able to provide guidance and counseling for other people. So like that's you gotta really decide to give yourself to your human experience.
Gotcha. I heard that Leos and Aquarius is like connect on the charts.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do. Like I would feel like Leo is a sign of, it's ruled by the sun, so it's all about expression, creativity, masculine energy. It's a masculine sign too. Masculine energy, fearlessness, courage. Listen, it was almost written in the stars for you to be here.
It's destined for me to be here, spitting masculine identity to
you know.
You feel me?
So,
let me see. All right, let me see. So King Leak says, does TJ? Okay, I think he's referring to you. So does SJ justify women acting irrational because their signs don't align with their partner?
No, I do not co-sign acting irrational for your sign.
So basically, people acting, using their sign as a green light to misbehave.
We're not gonna be like, I am a Scorpio, so I'm just spiteful as fuck, and that's just me. We're not gonna do that. I would definitely say, for people who are kind of like into astrology and how they benefit relationships, I do different type of reading for different type of relationships. So I have a friendship reading where we can look at your natal chart, your friend's natal chart, put them on top of each other and see what's the energy of your relationship, and then what places or what areas of your life are you guys going to trigger for each other, or how are you going to support each other? Same thing with partnerships of business. Like, okay, if you're like, yo, I want to go into business with my best friend, but I don't think that dude really knows how he be slacking. Right. And I think that he just thinks that I'm out here just capping. Right. So can you do a session on our charts and see where we can actually balance so that I can figure out, okay, this is responsibilities that I can handle because it's just natural to me. Some people are not bookkeeping, but they're really good at going to events. So it's like, okay, you saying that you're going to bookkeep, but let's look at the stars. The star says you're really good at networking. So just use your natural gifts and talents. So I feel like if play to your strengths by looking to your chart and looking at the people that you're with. You're looking at your girlfriend, look and see where her stuff is. Sometimes people just out here manipulating. Also, look at your chart and see who is falling into your hidden enemy section, which is your 8th house. You'll see if she's hitting your 8th house.
Oh shit! There's a house for enemies. That's hidden called your enemies. 8th house.
Your 8th house. If you're trying to see who's out here lurking, and I can't really see because your 8th house is sometimes your blind spot. People invest in you. You can see, okay, these are the type of people that are going to invest in me. Okay, like people who are building different things, blah blah blah. But if you're trying to see, who's going to try to sneak me, and how am I not going to see? Look to your 8th house. The snakes is your 8th house.
All right, so this is a question from David. I think that was the troll. He says, my girlfriend called the police on me saying that I was stalking her at night. Okay. I got to clip that shit. Oh my God.
You really do. You surely do.
John Paulino says, why is there a ladies first narrative? Again, same shit. This guy.
Why is there a ladies first narrative?
Because,
oh my God.
Look, I can.
Do you want to be first?
Question.
How about this? Do you want to be first? Do you want me pulling out your chair? Do you want me grabbing the door, telling honey, let me hold your bag?
See,
give me
see, if he's asking a question, how I think he's asking a question, this is the issue with a lot of men these days.
And please, let's dive into that issue because they need to know.
A lot of men got vagina envy. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of men look at a woman's place in the world and they envy her. Like, for example, there's guys out there who they hate the fact that a woman can put up just a picture of herself in a bathing suit and she get 1,000 likes on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And they'll put up a picture of them in the most expensive like Tom Ford suit or tuxedo or whatever, and they'll probably get like 7 likes. Mm-hmm. And you got some guys out there that pisses them the fuck off that a woman could just be and everybody gives her attention. So it's like they have this vagina envy. And the thing is, to me, it's really because men just don't know who they are. And this is why I do what I do. Yeah. Because as a man, I cannot envy a woman.
You can't envy your woman. That's termite that's foundation.
Oh, that's like, oh my God.
Like a lot of men really say that they want these women who are like in their power, in their thing, in their
right.
But like, do you really can you really handle that? Are you really that person who's going to be able to support her and not look at her like, yo, why is she shining so hard? Why the niggas talking? It's like, do you want her to only be a present for you? Like, no, God gave you that gift for the world, baby. It's not just for you. You're able to. I feel like people should feel more appreciative of to be in the presence of other people, and because we're experiencing everybody.
Exactly.
Exactly. I think I like that vagina envy. Men really have to. I feel like it's sad because women who I think sometimes men be like, yo, you don't got to do nothing but show up and you get people buy you bottles and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But I feel like it's because women, even though sometimes it's egotistical, they walk in the energy of I deserve. Sometimes it's egotistical,
Right.
but that energy of abundance necessarily is my birthright. And I feel like a lot of men, they don't walk in that energy that this is my birthright, because sometimes you feel like you need to take care of people and not be taken care of, or just putting yourself first. So I feel like if men walked with a abundance is my birthright, I deserve these things, then
Right.
you wouldn't really feel the way if bitches is not out here liking your Instagram pictures.
Right.
Because it's kind of little stacked odds. Like, she can take her clothes off and you're gonna buy things to put more clothes on to get attention. It's not even stacked real even. I personally feel.
I just feel like it's a beautiful thing to recognize that men and women are different. And with that being said, each of us as a species, as a gender, whatever, we have our strengths.
Yes.
And we have our weaknesses. And I feel where I'm weak. Oh, yeah, you're right. Where I'm weak, a woman will come in to help make it strong, and vice versa.
Yes.
630, you're on live with Miles Cunningham and SJ the Alchemist. What's going on?
Miles, what's going on, brother? Appreciate you having me on.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
What's
on
up
your
with
last point,
Yeah.
you are 100% on point. I think that most men are walking around with the envy of a woman, essentially, in what she is. You look at nature, and everywhere the man has the burden of performance.
Right.
And that's straight across the board.
Right.
But the thing is, because of the shift, because of the patriarchy and how things have happened, the feminine needs to find its expression now in the world. And we're kind of faced with that, unfortunately. So the question is, and unfortunately, we've taken the woman for granted. And now we're shifting in the other way. And I think that men don't know what men are and what they're good for. And women don't know what men are and what they're good for. So my question to both of you, starting with the Alchemist, if you don't mind,
Yes.
is what is a man? What is his strength? Why is he exclusive? Why is he necessary?
What is a man?
Yeah, that's a
good
question.
question.
That's a good question. Well, yeah, what's a man?
I feel like
Go check your pizza chart and tell us.
for real. We're gonna pull up. I think
Oh, she about to hit us with some shit. Look.
I always say that I feel like there is a basics of the basics, but then everything else is tweaked based on what you think, because it's really your vision and your own, your thing. So you're not playing into the system and blah, 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 blah. But in a sense, I feel like what makes a man is the ability to lead, to be able to be to empathize with people, but also be able to have the clarity and the ability to make decisions on the spot, to also be a protector, and that's your innate nature, to also not fear vulnerability. I think society has a real messed up version of what a man is, and they're like, okay, vulnerability is not a thing. No, being vulnerable and being able to stand in your vulnerability, but making clear cut decisions,
Yes.
and being able to be a leader, being able to protect, being able to be intuitive. You got to know what's going on too. Your woman, it should not just be like the woman's going to pray for her man and pray for the household. No, the man should also be a spiritual figure of power in the household as well, or in the relationship, or just a figure, a person who stands on your code, whatever that is for you. But I feel personally, a man is somebody who stands on their code, moves with integrity, is not afraid of feeling emotions and expressing emotions with clarity, and shows up when it's uncomfortable and does what you're supposed to do, not what society tells you to do. But for example, if you believe that you was put on here for a purpose and your purpose is higher than you, then you're not doing what you want to do. You're not serving yourself. You're serving a higher purpose. I feel like a man, somebody committed to their vision,
Right.
dedicated,
Right.
faithfully dedicated, and believes in himself, and has a very high sense of self, or sense of self-awareness.
Right.
Because how can you have a family if you don't have a sense of awareness? How can you have a family if you don't know how to be in lead, how to make decisions, how to feel what your wife or what your partner is needing?
Exactly.
Intuition. Yeah. Men have an intuition, and I feel like I'm really curious, and I love helping men explore their intuition and how that expresses itself, because I think it's a little different from women. But men have a gut intuition too. I think leaning more into that will help you be able to cultivate your identity, or what you feel like as a man. And I think men are really needed in society, and not an overly masculine man, but a man who is clear on his vision and acts on that with no fear.
Exactly.
I think that's really a man. That's what we need specifically, especially as women are kind of coming into their thing. You need men who are fearless, who are going to be willing to stare demons in the face and not be scared, even if that is yourself.
Right. Man, heavy. But
what do you think?
You
a man.
To answer the question, I just think a man look, it's a to me, it's a longer conversation, but I think a man is the closest thing to the highest being. So if you want to say God, if you want whatever you want to say, but the closest thing to the highest consciousness, right? And what I mean by that is, the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. I think a man is a straight line, and I think a woman is a curved line, because here's the thing, like you said, a man has to be able to make a decision, choose a direction. Now, once we choose the direction, as things come our way, I'm going to consult with my women to work out the details, but we going in this direction though. You see what I'm saying?
And you gotta have clarity to be able to
right. That's what I'm
vision and to communicate.
And that's what men do. We have more of a objective black and white switch to our decision making. We have more of a practical, basis and motivation in what it is we choose to do as far as life and provision, safety, procreation, everything. You understand? We're the start. You understand? We're like I impregnate the woman. I get her pregnant, but then she incubates and then decides all the rest of it, like how the baby looks, and you know what I'm saying? Like all that. I mean, of course, what I'm saying is more complicated on a scientific level, but I'm saying I send the seed in, the seed combines with the egg, and then everything gets enhanced from there, where all the details get worked out. You understand? But the body comes from me. The blank slate comes from me, and then I allow her to
put on the canvas. So you
put
provide
whatever
the canvas.
you see what I'm saying? I buy the house, you decorate it. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, a man is the ones and zeros, the straight choice of direction, and then all the details is worked out by the relation between the man and the woman. But caller, I think that was your first question. Did you have a second question?
Really, I don't even have a question on that.
Okay.
I'm recognizing that nobody knows at the end of the day.
Okay,
right?
what's your definition of a man?
So how far I've gotten with all my research and understanding is pretty much what everybody was just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a man is the constant unchanging, the masculine energy, the embodiment of the masculine energy,
Mm-hmm.
and the feminine is the constant change. The woman is the constant change.
Yes.
So the same way that a woman has a responsibility here on the earth as the creator of life,
Mm-hmm.
she is the one that gives birth to physical life.
Right.
We are the ones who give birth to spiritual life. We have spiritual children, if you will, in a sense. She doesn't have the chance and opportunity to lead someone in a spiritual direction.
Right.
Most of what she has is, if you'll hear any woman talking, she'll tell you, "Oh, talk to God, talk to this person, be a part of this community." She needs other people. She needs someone else.
Right.
You, as a man, as an individual, you pave the way, right? And that's in a spiritual sense. But I just wanted to say to the people in the callers, because I'm going through stuff myself, understand that even with this change in the energies and the empowerment of women,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of puts you in a place of lack.
Mm-hmm.
But truly understanding that everything has a purpose on the planet. You as a man are necessary, no matter what anybody tells you,
Right.
no matter what movements are happening. You are necessary, you are powerful, you are exclusive. And find out what that is, stand firm in it. Anybody who's in your way, move them out the way.
Got you. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate you.
All right, brother.
All right, take it easy, man. That was dope.
That was interesting.
Any follow-up comments?
I think I was gonna say that I feel that when he was saying women sometimes they need groups of people, they need people to help make a sound spiritual decision. I think that depends on the type of women
Right.
that you're with, but I think nonetheless, kind of what he was saying was pretty much kind of accurate. But I do think that it's sad because there's a whole bunch of debates of what started what and who's more important. But I think that like the universe shows you or God shows you that they're both important.
Yeah.
And it's sad that society, there's been this like upside down turnsy table, which makes everybody feel like, no, you're the favorite, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But I think that I have 4 brothers. I have 4 younger brothers. So
Mm-hmm.
growing up, there was a lot of programs for girls, but my mom always was like, there's no programs for boys. There's nothing for boys.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel that women have a more clear cut understanding of their role or their importance and what based on just society and the things that the support systems and resources that are provided exclusively for women.
Right.
But I think that at least when I'm trying to do what you're doing and other people are trying to create exclusive supports and resources for men to be able to cultivate that same vision, because in all honesty, I do think that there's a demasculization of men or and trying to feminize men that's going on. And I think that men feeling unappreciated by certain things and not knowing they're not being instilled what they're supposed to do besides just come home, provide and do the basics. There's no bigger purpose instilled in men.
Right,
So
right.
I feel like trying to instill that bigger purpose by looking at your natal chart and doing different things will kind of help balance the scales of men feeling like, having pussy envy, vagina envy. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I think it would kind of balance the scales if you teach men what makes you you, not just collectively, but what makes you you.
Yeah, that's very important.
Because then
That's
men, everybody's just do be comparison. You think you're better than women, then you get in a room with men and you're comparing men. It's just I think people need to cultivate their vision of what they're supposed to be. We can battle all day.
We got a lot of questions coming in. All right,
we
listen.
Ooh.
Yeah, we got 20 questions.
20 questions?
Literally 20 questions. All right, so let me see. This next one says, what can be said about those Sagittarius ones that are born on December 21st?
December 20th. That was such a specific date.
Yeah, that's super specific.
I'm assuming that's you. Hey, Sag. I am a Sag moon.
That's Ricky Webster.
Ricky, what's up, Sag? The bow and arrow. I am a Sag moon. So Sagittarius is ruled by the planet of Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet of luck, blessings.
All right, so we got
what he say? Wait,
15 other questions. So
what did he say again?
We're gonna need the shorter version. It says sorry. It says, what can be said about the Sagittariuses that was born on December 21st?
Sagittarius that are born on December 21st, I feel like you're a Sag that is seeking adventure. You're constantly trying to use your human experience, whether it be in a relationship, jump into some shit, go skydiving, use life experiences to further understand your own consciousness or further understand the collective consciousness. So Sagittarius be learning by struggle of hard knocks life or just experiences nonetheless to try to further their understanding.
All right. Nice.
That's Sag.
Nice. All right. So the next one says, I'm a Gemini. I'm inconsistent in certain things I want to do. And I take things personally when women say no to me when I ask them out. How do I fix that? See, a lot of these guys need to schedule
a session
consultations with you. And is your first one free?
Yeah, my first consultation is free. Definitely schedule a session so we can get this. I don't know. You're right. You told me this. You was a lot of men rejection. I didn't know this is a prevalent thing. I did not know.
But give him the short.
Okay, so Gemini, your ruler is Mercury, so it's all about communication for you. So you're saying women, they be rejecting you. I feel like for you, if you're communicating your truth and they're rejecting it, whether that's I'm really getting to know you, you're communicating what you want, your intentions, and she's not really here for it, then it's kind of actually that rejection is protection for what you actually want. So your voice is really powerful, but your thoughts are really powerful. So if you're being met with obstacles, quote unquote, it's really just you need to pivot or you need to readjust your vision. That's not it.
Right.
So these women that you're walking up to, you may be letting your eyes talk more than what the energy is feeling. So that rejection is protection.
A lot of guys do that.
Yeah,
because they think the Instagram baddie is the prize.
Yeah, you can't think that the Instagram baddie is a prize and want to walk up to the shorty and be like, so when's the last time you went to church? That doesn't work.
Exactly.
It gotta align. It doesn't work at all.
Oh, this was him explaining his question. He said, what I mean, he said, why is there a ladies first narrative of men are the prize? What? Why is there a ladies first narrative? Oh, I think he's saying if men are the prize. Men are the prize.
Because I think this is another battle that we're going through of who's more important. You need both to have a kid. So it's kind of men can't. I've heard in the story, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that women back in the day, we were the first people here, so we was able to create life, blah, 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 blah. But that goes back and forth with people who believe immaculate conception, all these different things. But nonetheless, I do feel it's okay, if you're a man and you want to continue your bloodline, you're gonna need a woman. Right. I mean, we get your last name, it's so many. What do you mean first?
I want to say this. I want to answer the question by saying the narrative of ladies first is a byproduct of the abundant mindset of what a man is.
Oh, Boop. That's the one.
You understand? We created. Look, it's like if I create a club, I want that club packed.
Mm-hmm.
What's gonna bring people to the club? Ladies.
Mm-hmm.
I created a space.
Mm-hmm.
I put my resources out there to create a space, and I want everybody to have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens that everybody has a better time when there are more women around. So why wouldn't I say ladies first?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't I make a ladies' night? Why wouldn't I? You understand what I'm saying? What's the point?
I mean, like you said, when you buy the house,
see,
if you have the house and there's no lady, what you just got a structure. There's no energy in that bitch flowing.
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about. The reason why guys question things like this is because they feel like attention given to a woman takes away attention from them.
My question is, anybody seeking attention that bad, why? This is where we get into the consultation of why. Why does it even matter that society feels like ladies should go first? Or for example, if you know that if you're pulling out the chair for your woman and this is somebody you want to be with, are you going to sit there and be like, "Yo, why I got to pull out your chair"? No, that's what you want to be. So it's kind of like,
you see, because I'm gonna be pulling out her chair because I want to look at her sexy ass sit down. You feel me? But that's just me.
And all honesty, it's like if you put your woman first, you're putting yourself first because she's gonna pour into you. You buy the house, she about to flex it. You buy the food, she about to flex it. It's kind of like
with the right woman.
All you're gonna do is you're just the woman is a seed, so why wouldn't you plant?
Man,
and nurture.
Anyway, but like I said, not every guy really fully understands their identity, so they have these type of questions. But anyway, the next one said, this is AJ Lino. He says, what's your thoughts on only having one date rule and charging a chick if she ain't down to smash on the second meetup? Well, that's kind of pretty much how I live my life. But how do you feel about that?
I feel like if you're not communicating that, when you before you meet up, telling her this is my intention, then if she's not knowing that, like personally, I'm not giving it up after second date. Like I don't give it up when I feel like it. So if you told me like, yo, this is my intention, like I kind of want to fuck with you, but I kind of want to, fuck with you. So this is what my timeline is. Make it. I always tell people give somebody the opportunity of choice.
Right.
So it's kind of like you're plotting. And she thinking that she on a date and she's trying to get wine and dine, but you're trying to get in her booty. Like It's not given. So I feel like no.
See, let me go back to the root. See, to answer that question, like for me, all it really is there's no pressure. There's no pressure because I only want to get intimate or vulnerable with a woman if she really wants to do it too.
Why are you trying to plot on women who don't want that situation?
That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot of women who want that exact situation. You don't even got to plot.
There's a lot of women who do want that. So my thing is to let her know what it is and let her, like you said, give her the information and then let her choose. But now it's still up to you. If you run your dating protocol a certain way, then there might not be a need for the second date. Because if she's looking at you like, nah, I don't think so, because I'm not sexually attracted to you like that, then no need for the second date. But in my situation, usually by the second date, they're already ready. You understand what I'm saying?
If you have a woman's first perspective, at least.
Exactly.
Also, it's like people really. It's sad. Sometimes people really. I be thinking that you really trying to go on a date. That's happened to me where I'm thinking I'm going out on a date and it's like, oh, I wish you would have just told me because then I would call you when I feel like it. That
was the other part. That was the other part I said. That's the other part that I missed.
I'm bold. You're bold. We'll be bold together.
Because I usually say to them, if on the second date, this is what's going to happen, right? And I usually, when I'm setting up the second date, I let them know. And if they say to me anything contrary or negatory to that, it's like, okay, well, you have my information. Let me know if you change your mind.
Also, it's
no problem.
Like when you approach someone, you kind of know their energy. Like if the energy of the person when you approach them, if they're trying to just fuck, if they're trying to really be I'm looking for marriage, so it's like if you're looking for a certain person, stop not moving with integrity by trying to allure people.
And that's the problem with a lot of a lot of guys is that they only want to hear yes.
Or some men are in the art of convincing. They love convincing bitches.
Yeah,
it's like,
you see what I'm saying?
Why just get somebody who wants that?
I'm in the art of putting all the information on the table and hearing what you have to say. Yes. that's because I know you're not going to be the last one I talk to. So I'm not worried about what you say.
But you see, that's because you have confidence. Some people be thinking that they got to finesse because that's the last
the last one.
But it's abundant out here. There's mad fishes.
Facts.
If you throw that hoe back. You know, you don't gotta convince a fish. Like, come on.
Justin says, what about cusp signs? For example, like Sagittarius and Scorpio cusp. How does that work? So what is cusp?
A cusp is somebody who's born on the day that one zodiac sign season starts and one ends. I'm an Aquarius cusp. I was born on the day Capricorn season stops and Aquarius season starts. The only thing that separates me is like 2 hours. So I would say with cusp people, you're going to kind of be emitting both energies. Some people can look at you as that theme of that zodiac sign, or some people can look at you as the theme of the other zodiac sign. So for example, you're Sagittarius and Scorpio cusp. So some people may look at you like, oh my God, you're the life of the party. You know, you always know where to go, always know what, like you always happy. But then some people, though people who are really close to you, or just some people may be seeing a different side of you. It's like, oh, like you really be on some, I don't really fuck with the world, like on some Drake shit. You be emotional, but like not emotional. Like I don't get it. Like, ooh. So it's kind of like you have both energies.
Drake is emotional and not emotional.
Yes, Drake is a Scorpio. Drake, you hear his songs, he be saying shit just like, damn, that's your feelings, but damn, you heartless.
See, I make it a point to only listen to the songs where Drake is spitting heavy. I don't listen to the emotional songs.
The emotional songs, it's gonna have people like, damn.
Yeah,
that's the emotions of a Scorpio, right?
But you're saying basically cusp is when they're like right there in between signs.
You're right in between.
Both energies.
Yes, you emit both energies, and if you look to sidereal astrology instead of tropical, which we all follow, you'll probably find out you're like in sidereal astrology. In sidereal astrology, I'm a Capricorn sun, but in tropical astrology, I'm an Aquarius. So you're gonna emit both energies when you're a cusp, and people may mistake you like, oh, are you blah blah blah.
They always ask crap like this, but does size matter? Basically, whenever they see a female on a forum,
they
questions like this always got to come through.
So I feel like those who are asking, no offense, you're always worrying about it, so maybe your size matters. However, I feel like there's like a requirement. Like I think everybody knows, like I think a pinky is not it. And I'm sorry if you're a pinky, but somebody who got a small cervix or who has a weird cervix, it's gonna fit for them.
Fit, right? But you got different size vaginas.
You do. Like some vaginas are really small and petite. They can't even push out a kid. So you're trying to put an 8, no, it's not giving. So for those who are, not that well endowed, I'm sure you do other things, but size, no. Because not everybody wants to be sitting there like trying to figure out if their organs got rearranged or something.
Right.
I think strokes matter.
Strokes matter.
Stroke stamina.
You know what I tell the guys too? I always tell them that instead of worrying about the size of it, try to make sure it's as hard as it can possibly be.
Yeah, like if you're sitting there worried about your size and now she gave you a chance, she's like, I don't even care. Like you fine. The date was fine. The vibes are fine. Like I don't even care. Like I felt it. I knew it wasn't that big, but I kept with it. You sitting there about to put everything on and you like she's about to be damn. You're a small.
Right. If it's limp, it don't matter.
Yeah.
If it's limp, it don't matter whether it's huge or it's small. If it's limp, it don't matter. So I'm like, selfish. Take care of yourself. Make sure you out here having your vegetables. Make sure you're out here doing your exercise. Make sure you're taking care of yourself.
I'm about to do a shameless plug. Make sure that you're taking your herbs, because for those who want to like increase something, I'm not going to say it's about to be given like or like, extendo, like you got surgery, but I will say that sometimes based on your lifestyle kind of shrinks what God gave you. If you out here popping up on Red Bulls, smoking Newport packs and, doing the not, practicing semen retention, it can kind of, shrink some things. So I would say, taking some herbs, my black mint tea or my black man God tea blend is a good one to have. It can, get that energy going. And my Kundalini awakened.
Get at the alchemist. She can,
I'm gonna get you right.
She can make you stop asking questions like, does size matter?
Yes. We're gonna get besides that. We're gonna be like, ooh, how does this stroke? What strokes matter?
Any experience with yoga?
Yoga, I like yoga. Yoga is really cool.
Does it have anything to do with what you do? Or
yoga sometimes for people, if you're a person who likes yoga, like I said, I try to create modality plans and packages based on what you naturally kind of like and do, along with some things that we need to expose you to based on your chart. So if you're somebody who likes yoga, like there's some chakras that are ruled by yoga positions that can balance your chakras. So like I was saying, men, if you're trying to balance that root chakra, you could look up literally on Google yoga positions for root chakra, or yoga positions to balance your spleen, or yoga positions to whatever you're trying to do internally or physically. There's a yoga position to kind of help balance that energy. So yoga, body movement, all those things kind of go hand in hand. I would say a little tea session before the yoga to really get the energy flowing.
Tea session before, right? Because it heats up the blood.
Yeah, it heats up the blood.
And sweat.
It sets the intention.
I've done hot yoga. I go to this place called Indigo Yoga.
Oh, you gotta take
It's
me.
really nice.
Hot yoga.
It's really
Ooh,
nice.
this is about to sweat it all out. Respiratory steams are really cool. I make respiratory steams too. So if you do a yoga session and then you're getting all that good breathing in a respiratory steam after the shower, listen, you about to be seeing a whole new world.
Nice. All right. Phil Brad says, what does she know about the age of Aquarius?
Everybody always the age of Aquarius.
Isn't that a song?
It is a song. Back in the 70s, they made it. It was this group. Aquarius, or the age of Aquarius, is basically we were. And this is a debate whether we're in it or not, if we're going to be in it. But the age before Aquarius is the age of the Piscean age. So Pisces is all about mystery, illusions, deception, your dreams coming true. So the Matrix, for those who don't know, like that's religion, all those things, ideologies to control or to enhance something is what we were in. So, Christianity, all these wars, we were in that period for a really long time, like thousands of years. So now the Aquarius age is all about information, awakening, awareness, collective information, the internet, the future. So the Aquarius age is all kind of about the awakening of the collective consciousness and rebelling against the systems that no longer serve us for the future of where we need to go. So that's the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius is a cool time and a cool place to be.
Give me 1 second.
No problem.
Keep talking about the age of Aquarius.
I got you. So the age of Aquarius is a really good time to be alive because you're definitely going to be experiencing some new things. It's most of the time, I feel like we're in the age of Aquarius because they say when you're in the age of Aquarius, it's going to be an awakening. A lot of people, as you can see, are going into their spiritual journey, trying to understand more about spirituality, their purpose. It's an awakening happening to find or further your collective understanding of your life, of things that make a bigger difference than the structures that be like the rat race and shit. It's the breaking of the rat race to really free us so we can be sovereign people.
All right. So Jedi James says, what does Taurus most times have? Why does Taurus most times have a bad reputation, stubborn and demanding? What are good qualities of Taurus?
Well, Taurus can definitely be stubborn and demanding because they're ruled by the ram. So it's kind of like the energy of like I'm Taurus. Let me bring it back. So Taurus in astrology, I talk about the house, the planet, and the zodiac. So the Taurus energy is all about values and traditions. So values and traditions, a lot of people are not going to budge on their values and their traditions. So it can serve you. I always tell people there's a high vibrational spectrum and a low vibrational spectrum of the zodiac. So high vibrational spectrum of zodiac of Taurus is Taurus look good, smell good. They the people with the money. If you're trying to go out, they like, I got the bill. Don't even worry about splitting. No, I got it. It's okay. I got it. It's on me. That's Taurus. You can probably spot the Taurus Negro in the space where he's got the watch on. He's feeling himself. That's Taurus energy. It's abundance. We're in Taurus season right now. However, the other spectrum of Taurus.
I'm a Leo though. You feel me?
You're a Leo. See, it's shining, blinging and things, But yeah, you can find that Taurus is sometimes lack the ability to, make the necessary decisions they need to make because they're stuck in their ways. Or they can find themselves kind of upholding the structure of the family. So like you're a Taurus, you really want to be a painter, but because your family values is going to school and being a lawyer, you're now battling whether you should do that.
Oh, okay.
So you be trying to really figure out how you can go against what you know.
Gotcha. All right. So JPaz says, most people can't guess my sign because I've grown and absorbed other signs and personalities over the years. Can you really judge your entire life based on your birth sign?
No, you don't judge your entire life based on your sun sign because it's really funny in astrology. There's a lot of things that people don't know about astrology that I think is really cool. Like every year of your life, there's a theme. Like if you're like from the year 0 to 86, you
kind of like the Chinese New Year.
Yeah, there's like a theme, and you can find out like what's the energy, what's the focus of your life. So things like that influence things, and it influences the expression of the zodiac sign. But I do feel like, for example, I think it's your rising sign. Your rising sign changes every few years as you get older. So I feel like, no, you cannot look to somebody's sun sign and try to find everything about them. But like I do, if you look to their natal chart, you can definitely find some credible things about them. And your natal chart, it basically tracks your progress, what's going on, where you're at in life. So yeah, I think looking to somebody's natal chart, you could find out a lot of things about them, where they're at, where they're at in life, where they're trying to go, where they're trying to do, especially when looking at the planets of today and how they're influencing your chart. And that's called a transit chart.
Gotcha. All right. Explode V2 says the top 5 herbs for men's stiffness. Now, because I want to motivate them to holler at you, I don't know, maybe you give them only 1 or 2.
I will definitely say horny goat weed.
Okay.
Horny goat weed is a good one. And I will say Damiana. Damiana is a good one because it's an aphrodisiac. It's my favorite blend, by the way. I be using that. That's my little secret signature in most of my blends. Is Damiana.
And you got that stuff on deck?
I do. Pull up on me at the House of Art.
And where they supposed to get at you at?
You can get on me. You can click the link in my bio. It'll have more information of everything. But yeah, you can DM me and be like, yo, I heard about them blends you was telling. Or you can pull up on me at the House of Art. But yeah, I'm available to taking packages or taking orders for those packs. But yeah, I would say horny goat weed is a good one. And you said
Damiana.
Yeah, Damiana is an aphrodisiac herb. It kind of gets the vibes going. And it sets the mood.
And what's because I heard a horny goat weed like tea. Is Damiana good for to have it as tea, or
you can have it as tea or you can smoke it? I tell people, if you're a smoker, especially and you're buying my smoke blends, if you want to double down on the action or you want to double down on the intensity of the herb, or really feel the intentions or get a more potency, drink and smoke it at the same time. So for example, let's say you're like, okay, I'm trying to set the mood. You can sip on some horny goat weed tea, or earlier in the day, maybe like an afternoon. Now, as you're inviting this shorty over, actually, you want some tea? Give her my Kundalini Awakens blend. That's about to get all the juices flowing.
So you got tea to get the aphrodisiac for the females too.
Yes, for the females and the males. If everybody was on, yes. Yes.
Yo, get at the Manifesting Alchemist.
The Manifesting Alchemist, I'll set your life up. Okay, I'll get the water flowing for the ladies, and the guys I'll keep it nice and right.
Nice and right. We got let me see. Craig says, I'm a Cancer man with the Gemini cusp. Ooh. How would you describe the characteristics of this person?
This person is highly emotional and always in their thoughts. This person is steadily trying to figure out, how can I communicate how I feel, but like not be labeled as emotional, because like I'm really intellectual. And yeah, I think y'all be overthinking your feelings. And I also think that people kind of comfort you. You're somebody's comfort a lot all the time, but you feel that people don't be comforting you. Your people are not there for you. But got to be a little more vulnerable. Let them know, hey, this is not the best time for you to be emotionally dumping on me right now. So
gotcha. All right. All right, we coming up to the 2-hour mark, and that's usually around where I like to stop. But we got a couple more questions. So
I'm gonna go through them.
Yeah, we just run straight through them. So it says, do you think star signs have something to do on sexual compatibility?
Yes.
Okay. Star signs.
I like doing I recently been studying this. Well, not recently, maybe like 2-3 months or something. I thought to myself, yo, there has to be sextrology. Like there has to be astrology for the sex, and there actually is. So you could find out your sexual compatibility with other people based on their zodiac signs and looking at planets and houses that rule sex and that rule partnerships. So yeah.
So hold on real quick, guys. See, this is if you understand sexual compatibility within zodiacs, right? This is an easy thing for you to incorporate into the conversation when you meet shorty, especially when you meet a shorty who's always asking about zodiac signs. So it's game everywhere.
You know what you ask her? You ask her, where's your Venus at?
Where's your Venus?
Where's your Venus? Because this is a cheat sheet for the guys. If the girl asks you, wait,
hold on. Let me set this up. Okay. Now, so I'm a guy. I'm approaching the chick, and the first thing she asks me is my zodiac. Now, what do I say to her?
You could tell her, yeah, I'm a Leo. And then she's like, oh my God, okay, cool, you're a Leo, blah, blah, blah. You be like, so what's your zodiac? She's like, oh my God, I'm a Cancer, blah, blah, blah. Ask her, where's your Venus? She'd be like, what? What do you mean, your Venus? She'd be like, if she knows astrology, she's gonna know. So you really not just out here capping, you talking. You're finding out her Venus sign will be able to tell you what she likes. So for example, if she has her Venus in, let's see, she got her Venus in Gemini, she wants somebody who's gonna listen to her speak. So that means you could just call her up every day, like, yo, how's work going? How's your day going?
And that'll get the pussy wet.
That right there, finding out where her Venus is in her chart. Like, listen, if you know her Venus is in Taurus, bring that hoe some food. Ooh. Pop up on her and bring her food.
Wow.
A
lot of chicks out there be Virgos. What do you do for a Virgo?
Oh, for a Virgo? For a Virgo, I would say you can ask them, like, what do you need help with? Help them map out their brain. Virgos be all in their head trying to figure out. Virgo rules everyday routine, your structure, and like organizing and analyzing things. So sometimes for the Virgos, they be all in their head. So they will want somebody who's gonna help them go through their thoughts. Like sit down and be like, if she's
somebody help organize your thoughts.
Yeah. So if she's like, yo, I can't go on a date with you because I'm trying to plan this business meeting and I'm about my business, you look, I like that shit. Okay, but I still want to see you. Ask her, can I come over? Like, I'll buy you a whiteboard. Let's really get it done. Let's organize.
We can plan it out.
That's about, you about to plan? Yeah, find out.
So wait, I can make the vagina wet just by planning something out?
Listen, this is why ladies first, when you plan the date, and you know her Venus is over.
Oh,
it's
guys,
over.
You heard it here first. Okay.
It's over.
Real quick, what do you think about Aries?
90 seconds.
Aries is the ruler of, it rules the body. So Aries, sometimes people be feeling Aries are all selfish and stuff because they're literally rule the body in medical astrology. And Aries is all about they're the initiator of the zodiac sign. They're the first of the season. So Aries, sometimes you'll feel like they always got the answer, but never want to help. They always got the answer, but they got the answer, but they don't want to help.
Because I know a couple Aries just like that,
and they'll be like, "Nah, bro, that is the help." And you're like, "Nigga, like this is a part 3 series right here," and they're like, "Nah, I just gave it all." What you mean? Like that's the gem.
That's just the dialogue.
So yeah, Aries, and they be a little, they passionate. They passionate.
Yeah, they are.
Everybody know that though.
Yeah, they're very passionate. Last thought says, do you smoke cannabis or take any CBD products?
I do smoke cannabis. Cannabis and me have an interesting relationship. We be going back and forth. We together sometimes we're not. But my favorite way of smoking cannabis is using my smoke blends, and especially my Vibes collection. My favorite blend to smoke is my Perspectives blend. It really allows me to be communicative and also be able to be introspective and be like have that third person point of view while still being able to communicate. So I like mixing my weed and my stuff. So anytime if you ever pull up on me and you in a site, baby, there's some manifested magic sprinkled up in that blunt. And so CBD, I make CBD products like spiritual baths and butters and things like that. So I like CBD for topical use, not really for smoking.
Topical. Okay.
Yeah, topical.
All right. Big Daddy says, what are traits in your opinion of Capricorn?
Traits of Capricorn. Okay, so I got a few Capricorns that are close to me. My mom's a Capricorn. I know another Capricorn that's close to me. And that Capricorns, I feel like Capricorn in the zodiac, they're known as the grandfather of the zodiac. They're the OG of the zodiac sign, the last of the zodiacs. They are known to be able to provide support and structure. They are the people that come in and be like, no, this is wrong. We're going to do this. And it's going to take time because that Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which is time, things that take long-term time. So Capricorn really be trying to focus on like what needs to get done and how can we get it done. And Capricorn, sometimes they be feeling like people don't really realize what they bring to the table until they're no longer there, and then people are like, oh my god, like the nails, I didn't know that we needed nails, but I guess I forgot that nails is what keeps this table together. Right. So yeah, that's kind of Capricorn. Like they provide structure, but they be in their fields and don't be able to articulate. It'd be hard for Capricorns to articulate how they feel because they feel like in order to be able to provide the structure that they need, they have to be able to have clarity. So emotions for Capricorns and vulnerability is not their favorite thing. They be sitting there like, that's not, what is that going to do to help this right now? It's like,
my dad's a Capricorn and you are basically describing him to a
Listen, I know Capricorns, they be sitting there like their favorite thing is I'm not emotional, but yeah, you hurt me, but yeah, I'm not emotional though. I'm like,
yo, that's crazy. Nah, I'm not even gonna get into that conversation.
Astrology really be out here. This is why I be.
Yo, that's my pops. That's like straight up.
Now, if we knew his moon and rising, we really get into him. Like, this is how he really feels, and this is what he really feels communicating.
Explode V2 says thoughts on women controlling men through the food they cook.
Through the food that they cook?
Yeah.
Women control men on the food.
I don't know.
I mean, are you saying like girls who be putting period blood in spaghetti?
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
So for the hoodoo hoes, I feel like men, this is why I also love teaching men about their own intuition, because sometimes don't allow, there's a thing in so we all know about mermaids, right? But then there's something called a siren. So a siren. Don't watch out for the siren song. Watch out for the siren. Sirens in the folklore is about women who basically look good, feel good, and they allure men. And because men want to capture them and they have this, ooh, I want you, and not, ooh, I'm gonna support you. They then go to the ocean with a siren, and siren takes them in and eats them, or brings them to the group, whatever.
Or drowns them.
Yeah. So I would say watch out for sirens. That's why you need spiritual discernment and your intuition be on point, because sometimes what looks good isn't always good. And just because they practice whatever they practice and they're like, yeah, like, I be doing candle magic, you gotta have your own spiritual discernment, because you also can do those things. I think a lot of times men be looking for spiritual counselors and they women, but not realizing sometimes women are looking for a man who has all that energy that they have and don't recognize it and manipulates it. What the vagina too.
With
When
the
you throw in the
vagina.
vagina, you throwing food, and you throwing like, oh, I understand you, and you throwing some girl know your natal chart. It's over.
And ego strokes.
And ego stroke. Throwing a whole bunch of that, and you're not spiritually discerned, or you don't have intention, or your intuition isn't, your gut feeling isn't overriding your dick feeling. It's over. Your gut feeling got to override your dick feeling.
You heard it here first, guys.
This is what I teach. This is what I do.
All right, so we about to close one more time. How can the people get in touch with you? First of all, it's been a great conversation. You did really well. Thank you for coming here today, and thank you for imparting all this knowledge and all this game. I really appreciate you. And tell the people how to get in contact with you.
Well, first, people, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
I didn't know we were gonna get all these astrology questions. But let me find out the men is into astrology. They trying to get the cheat code.
Yeah, they trying to get the code.
You know what? We have to do a class for your guys, the cheat codes of astrology for women.
Hey, listen, once I come out with my masculine identity membership, we probably could collaborate on a product.
We got to. But guys, thank you for having me. You can find me on Instagram at the Manifesting Alchemist, or you can find my link to my website, consultations, where I'm at. I do a lot of farmers markets and pop-up shops and things like that. So if you want to pull up on me, and consultations are always free, so you can DM me, you can click that contact now, or call me directly, my number. And also you can pull up at me at the House of Art, where I have a residency there. You can catch me Thursday through Sunday. Those are the days that they're open. You can pull up on me there. You can also book a consultation with me to have a meeting at the factory, where I will be doing consultations, walkthroughs, and some workshops there. So a lot of things coming up, but to get in contact with me, to know what I'm doing, to follow me, Instagram is the best way to go.
All right. So Instagram at
the Manifesting Alchemist.
All right. Perfect. So guys, that has been the show. Thank you so much for chilling with us. Y'all know how important identity is. It's your boy Miles Cunningham. Let me get the thing queued up, because y'all know what it is. But guys, again, identity is super important, and I'm glad we had SJ the Alchemist here today to assist in the conversation, to further understand more about ourselves and what we need to do as men. So y'all know what it is. It's your boy Miles Cunningham. Always remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.
When it comes to being a man, it's about being that rock. It's about being stable.
So first, you're gonna have to find discipline within yourself. Do you have that type of discipline? Do you even have the heart to be ruthless?
Women need leadership. It is in their nature to seek out leadership.
You can't do it 99, because all that's part of a man. You got to do it 100.
Apparently, these women out here having sex with somebody. Apparently, they're getting pregnant with somebody. Shoot, somebody getting some.
You should look at something like hypergamy and allow it to inspire you to always be evolving, getting better, expanding, developing.
There are things you know, there are things you don't know. Then there are things you don't know you don't even know.
There can be 10 of us in one room, and there's one question, and there's 10 correct answers, all different.